angle sharing, cam sharing for the side of Hok SG to further elevate Feng on this lane to a higher level, making sure that he gets the items he needs to reload.
And obviously gold per lane.
I knew Razila.
500 difference in the bot side of the map, so there's still room for error here for the side of Hawes gaming for Blacklist Golden Kite to come back into this race.
Exactly, goal-wise, it's about the
No, there's...
Right now, we have to put focus on milestone this as well on this page, because this man, he's rocking 600 gold league, not the best, but hold on. He is making sure these temples are paying off, securing the tyrant and looking for all these jungle camps. One good thing about being in jungle, he has so much mobility and his clearance is insanely fast. A perfect temple jungler for you at home out there for those players who like to enjoy fast tempo jungle.
Yeah, if you're an aggressive player, you need to pick up that jungler, right? Even the Orbran or the Pay, they both play very aggressively into the jungle, picking up the jungle clear very fast, but they all have their different motives, right? Going into the late game, going into the mid game to late game, Orbran's going to be a lot more tankier, whereas Pay kind of...
wait, yeah.
Exactly, and looking at both these 2 draft, I do want to point out that Blacklist draft is definitely more easy to execute, looking for these backline engages. For the side of Paul's draft, it's looking like they need a lot of micro mechanics or their decision making to really amp up the tempo. Because right now, one bad misposition coming in from Paul's SG, that was the doom for the side of them.
Yeah, massive doom, right? Like
What's the problem?
Like you're saying there, Sagi, they are looking for that correct pickup. They're looking for that prime target, which is before the neutral objective fight, would be looking at like Jushi and the Orbran, or maybe even potentially taking
Hi, my bar.
Golden Kite or Dragon, obviously taking the damage off the side of Blacklist International.
Exactly, when we look at the current tempo right now, the Crimson Golden goes over the side of Golden Kite on this early.
Who do you think win this match? I think Pause. Not sure. I not yet even analyze it.
Yeah, Merge coming through, obviously Cannabis is not going to stop this T2 takedown into the bot lane. That is Benja picking up another T2. So that's already putting a lot of pressure onto the marksman, onto the side of Blacklist International, which on an army is not the best case scenario you want to be in.
I agree, right now the entire tempo is, as you mentioned, following the tempo of Hawks SG. We need to find a way, if you're a Blacklist International fan, to really look into this. And look at the goal chart right now. The top 2 carries for Hawks is just rocking this goalie.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly where you want Pay and Leeds to be, right? They need to be top 2, especially within the overall goal chart. But if you look at top 4, we've got 3 out of 4 of the side of Hawks Gaming occupying that position within the goal chart. But right now, if you look at Blacklist International, what do they need to do to come back?
Actually, I got one epic skin code not yet used.
Is actually going to be exhausted there. The Annihilation is not going to annihilate anybody today, but the T1 here in the mid lane may go down, as well as the T1 trading on the side of Horse.
This is what I'm talking about. One small mistake, that's going to cost you. Blacklist took the opportunity and they took one of the most important towers of the game, the mid tower. Right now, Matos is here, is looking to be caught up by champion, but he leads away to safety.
Yeah, I mean, he's done enough damage that T2 is the clash lane to basically make Blacklist think, oh, we need to make sure we give it some TLC to these side lanes there, because if they don't, that's where we see Horde Gaming start to create a backdoor.
Exactly, and looking at the goal chart right now, the damage chart, Chaz on the rope, on the boxes, deal the most damage here, but both teams head on strong on this tyrant.
Yeah, pretty good for the tyrant, and the result actually being conducted for the side of Blacklist. It's going to be able to create some space. It is, we see Blacklist International picking up the tyrant from the side of Horde, but is Chaz going to go down?
No, they are not Malaysia team.
Golden Kite able to slip out of there.
Black International, I think it's Philippines. Not sure. The pause is Hong Kong, I think.
We're coming for the side of pause. 2 kills, losing tyrant. It's fine. They're preparing for the 10-minute mark right now. Look at the amount of pressure they have. Feng Jie and Xing is knocking onto the tier 3 for South Blackness right now. Can Golden Kite defend this? I don't think so.
No, I mean, they're definitely going to lose that T3 right there. It goes. It goes down with a moment's notice, but same time, Chaz is now back up. We see Golden Kite taking way too much damage for my liking. On the early, having to go back to base.
That's a lot of damage coming in from the side of a lady. So, ladies and gentlemen, that combo almost took out Golden's Kite on the early here. And 30 seconds on the clock. That will be the Shadow Variant, the empowered objectives on the Overlord, on the Tyrant. That's going to be spawned on the map.
Yeah, a very aggressive playstyle here from Pause, right? Like they've really worked those side lanes. They've really given over a lot of resources to Bungie on the lead. So as you can see here, 7.9k. It's now a 1k gold lead down to that farm lane. This is shaky waters for the side of Blacklist.
But still, 10 minutes. This is the key team fight that we have to look at. This team fight, whoever wins is willing to take the next 5 minutes tempo. You get the damage drop. You might be able to force team fight or force your enemy team to avoid you at all costs.
They do need to avoid all costs here with the Shadow Tyrant and Shadow Overlord now onto the gorge. This is the 10-minute mark, right? We are getting into that mid to late game territory, which is where the Lady Soon already with 2-1 kills here on the side of Pause Gaming is only going to get stronger. We do see a takedown of the trade down to T1 here, so a bit of pressure onto the side of Pause into the farm lane, but we are getting a takedown onto Golden Kite. The damage is being taken off the side of Blacklist International as we see dismantled right now. Pause Gaming, they get the back door, like we said moments ago, rush it in the mid lane, farm lane.
Fengjie, untouchable, immediately kiting his way out of Chammy 1, out of Golden Kite's flame. And right now, they are knocking on the crystal and they are about to cement themselves.
I am trying to fix the sound, but I cannot find the problem.
11 minutes.
Wow. Isaac. Oh, for me, I probably want to get Isaac's thoughts real quick, but for me, that was an insane game coming in.
Is the vertical stream enough? Is the screen enough big?
Insane team fight at the Tyrant. Well, what do we say? Tyrant does contribute to the end game towards the lead building. But yet again, that 5-4-0 trade coming in from the side of Pause SG, that was immaculate.
I'm telling you, this was the fastest game ever, man, that we have had in this whole day. It was quick, it was intense. We were thinking a little bit about the compositions. I did not believe at the beginning, but you know what? Fengjie came in and then he told me, you gotta start believing in me, you know?
It made you a believer. It was like, hey, you aren't a believer right now. We're gonna make you believe. And even with those two pauses as well, right? Like they were just like, 11-minute game? Sure, why not? Let's go for it. But the aggression, we saw it into before the mid-game mark, right? They really made a great effort of creating a backdoor into that farm lane.
Yes.
And that's exactly what they did. They were always thinking 2 steps ahead.
They were thinking 2 steps ahead, and Fengjie and Qingling played this phenomenal. They were always positioned in the correct position to avoid these catches coming in from Chammy and Golden Kite. Look at this last fight. Golden Kite goes in, Fengjie immediately responds with a flash. Chammy 1 comes in, but it's all little too late. Golden Kite has already been liberated from the map, and all things, it's Chammy 1 alone. And Fengjie, even if he drops here, the game side of Pause.
Exactly that. I mean, the fact is that we obviously saw Champion 1 get into that team fight towards the end very late, and we knew that Pause Gaming knew what they had to do to deconstruct the code that is Blacklist. They had to take that damage off of that team before they could go in onto Champion as well.
It was interesting to watch in terms of Blacklist came in with a clear plan, right?
Yes.
Like that one you pick for sure, that Mozi pick for sure. They came in just trying to counter something in a pretty abstract way, in a completely different thought, but it was difficult for them. Fengjie in that Lady Sun, let's talk about that. Lady Sun and Ming, high risk, high reward. Is that something that we want to toss out there for the people watching right now the stream?
Well, if you're a duo queue and you want to play all these high risk, high reward, high tempo sort of strong laning duo in the farm lane and roam, Lady Sun and Ming, Fengjie and Qingling definitely prove a point to us. With that
Testing.
lane, that was just beautiful.
Exactly. Even on my stream, right? Like I get my duos to like, hey, what's the support way to play? They always like play that idea. I'm like, no. I'm gonna go console.
让屏幕更大 OK
On the Ming, and the damage comes through in that early game.
Is that 100% win rate that you're talking about?
It's close. It's 100%.
It's like 90% close to 100% or like 50% close to 100%?
I'll be careful to 85.
All right. You carry me, please. You gotta carry me, man. Thank you very much. Well, you know, Lady Sun and Ming is one of those pairs that we can have right over there. Everyone at home, if you have a friend that is going online, give it a try. It's a super important thing to master. Any other pairs that are right over there that we want to just kind of like toss out there for the audience?
I just think anything that has great damage, like naturally, say for example, like the console Yu, Lung, obviously you're not going to see that paired with them within competitive, but it's going to be able to push you within ranked, especially if you have to communicate with your duo as well.
But hold on, if we talk about all these marksman pick like Lady Sun, like Long, like All In, we gotta give props to a certain someone, which is Feng Jie, right? He was a pretty immaculate Lady Sun in my case. I was thinking like, man, this guy was styling on the coders. He was just diving, dashing on the gorge, and he was doing everything he can to dish out all the DPS that he needed.
He did. I mean, not only to the enemy heroes, but to those very crucial T1s, T2s, and T3s into that farm lane. Because he was the actual moment that was able to create that backdoor effort.
It is an important moment just for players inside of the game, just to stand up and then just to say like, okay, I want to be the person that carries the flag for our team in this game. And who carried the flag for the team in this game, man? Who else? It was Feng Jie with the MVP, man. A KDI of 4-1-5, which we've been talking a lot of not being something that crucial. But what was crucial from Feng Jie in this moment was coming in the right moments.
Right moments, and I think to the detriment of Blacklist is the fact that they didn't really give the focus and care that they needed to do into the farm lane. Like, if they stop this early, if they stop this beast that is now the MVP onto the lane soon, we could be seeing a different playstyle, a different alternative here.
But definitely, look at him. 40% damage dealt and 29.1% damage taken. It means that a lot of these times, Blacklist was really trying to catch this man, Feng Jie, the MVP, off guard. But yet again, his superior positioning, his awareness of the map.
What? You understand my English better than this host?
Like, that's going to be the lifeline that you need to get.
My English is broken English, bro.
Really low on health.
With Malaysian, yes, I am.
Take a time.
It was important for us to see. Now, let's imagine that we're going to move into the next game. Okay, we go into game 2. What does Blacklist need to do for them to keep a little bit of the hope of moving forward to the upper bracket?
I mean, draft-wise, it wasn't really the problem wasn't the draft, it was the execution, right? Like, they were on a timer exactly like Pause Gaming, but Pause Gaming played to their timing perfectly. They were putting on the aggression, they were funneling all the resources into not only Feng Jie, but also Myosotis into the jungle. So that's exactly what they needed to do to get that early win, because if they didn't finish free, like 12 minutes, it would have been a different story for Blacklist.
The execution, the key playmaking, all these contribute to the victory.
But yet again, we have to focus on one thing that really contributed to this mid to late game for the side of Paul SG. It was really due to the fact that Feng Jie and Qingling had such a dominant laning phase. They were schooling on
Golden Kite and Chaz in the farm lane. So if you're a Blacklist fan, you gotta wonder, are we still gonna go head to head in the farm lane, or are we gonna play towards Chan's tempo? Are we gonna play towards Justi's tempo? So maybe a fix, maybe a change of tempo will really breathe life into the game 2 of the series.
Exactly. I mean, it's all been answered obviously within game 2 draft, right? Obviously, we saw the likes of the Luna being banded, which is obviously what the coin is. And just she's one of his favorite picks, right? Like, taking off the Luna is going to kind of revert it into that tank role within the jungle. And we already know from the side of Pause Gaming, they love to play these fast-paced, very aggressive junglers.
Fast pace. So moving into something very aggressive, something more on the assassins kind of jungler.
Yes.
Is that what you believe that Blacklist needs to do, or that's something that is up there for both of them?
It's up there for both of them. I mean, they could go for...
I really don't know how to fix it.
Obviously, it gets through to the banning phase, which I probably think is not going to.
Yeah, I don't think
so. Like, we're not going to kind of allow you to get away. We kind of want a 2-0 victory here. So maybe they go for something like the Gudo, right? Like, try and go for something that's going to give them a little bit more sustain within the teammates.
Yep, exactly. I do agree for a fact that if playing towards farm lane doesn't work out, we can always look to
point towards the other side. It's not always the roamer has to follow the marksman. The roamer is capable of enabling the mage, the mid lane, the jungle, or the clash lane. So these are all the potential that you can look for as a roamer here. So if you're a Blacklist International fan, you gotta wonder, what's the game plan next? What's the draft next? Who are we playing towards? Is it making Golden Kite play the safe side? Is it making sure that Chammy gets ahead? We have to figure out what's the game plan.
They do have to figure out the game plan, but I mean, if we look at Blacklist drafting game number 1, it's not like they gave over, like, I don't know, like a B tier jungler. They've sacrificed the Orgrin here. They honestly believed 100% into the Orgrin, as well as obviously pairing that with the Modsu that's going to set up those great plays with the Cannon Blast, but it just didn't come through because it was just too aggressive.
It was a very expensive formation, right? Because the Orgrin is already not there. They cannot use it anymore. Arlies it's cannot be used anymore. It's kind of like making pause BP a little bit easier, I would say.
Yeah, I would say that as well. I mean, Asagi, what do you think is going to be going on into this BP here for either of these teams?
So you have the pressure on the side of Blacklist International to ban out their Arlie because you have already expended Arlie. And looking at Fengjie's form and performance, you do not want to give this top priority marksman pick towards the hands of Fengjie because this man is on fire right now. And looking at the draft, Dharma being banned out by Blacklist International, removing that high setup gameplay coming in from the side of Paul Snow.
Yeah, I mean, that's it, exactly right. I mean, we do have obviously one ban left on the board, which means did they go for the Luna ban or did they go for the Mai Shiranui? But that means that they do have the Mai Shiranui available here for Blacklist, and they're forcing them to take a high priority pick again just to dismantle him in game number 2.
Why is Mai Shiranui such a high priority pick? Because so much mobility. With the spell one, with the passive, with the ultimate, just making sure that she gets in and out of team fight with all these big sets. If you look at Dharma, yes, he does the same job, but Mai Shiranui, she is the tempo maker. She is the engine of the team. She's capable of making sure that your side lane is in a comfortable spot.
Burst damage coming in from Mai Shiranui as well, right? So you can just stumble in, just delete a player from the composition and then just immediately just stumble out.
Oh, yes, exactly. I mean, what a way to shut her down as well. I mean, if one Unruly Blade isn't enough, well, you get two with Dolia. It's like, there you go. You get an Unruly Blade, you get an Unruly Blade, we all get an Unruly Blade into these. You can make some great engages, disengages, and obviously, as we know, Dude is a fantastic pick to soak damage.
Exactly, with the passive to really ramp up these healings by attacking damage, by doing damage to even anything. You get to heal rapidly. So tanking for Dune,
easy job. And coming with Dolia, definitely. And look at Blacklist International. They go for a faster tempo. Agudo and Zhangfei, they are looking to secure these early objectives. The side lane Firebeat, the dimensional spread at the clash lane. So all these neutral objectives, Blacklist International is saying, hey, we are done playing the late mid-game fights. We want the early game.
They want the early game. I mean, they're playing to my heart. I mean, I am an Agudo main. I love this hero so much. She's so fun to play. And the fact that you can...
Most of them are from Philippines.
Great CC is exactly what they're going to be needing for a great engage, right? But looking up to the side of Pause Gaming, it looks like they're going to lock into the Hino.
That, I'm telling you, is the first time that we see Hino in this whole day. It's going to be the first performance in the KWC, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hino. A bit of a Easter egg. Level 15 Hino, level 15 Dolia definitely has a combo where it can freeze every birdie in the Hino ultimate circle. So definitely, if we do go towards some Tempest Dragon sort of situation with Dolia, from the side of Paul SG does get level 50, we might see that in action. But yet again, Hino, what is he known for? Anti-burst as well. If Mai Shiranui kicks him, if Mai Shiranui sets up the Hino, he can use the Fate Rewind, the ultimate to reset. And
I am from Malaysia.
So definitely, they are looking for all these alternatives to fend off this Mai Shiranui.
Yes, and speaking of alternatives, obviously we're going to have Blacklist looking for an alternative into the farm lane, right? I mean, we have...
I didn't got Chinese team.
We have the Lily Soon as well. So really, we're probably potentially looking at something like a little bit more burst here, potentially. Maybe like the Loong, or maybe even going for something like the D-Ranger.
Oh, Long and D-Ranger, definitely those two picks come in heavy as a laner. But definitely, as you mentioned, Long and Dolia, the double Infinite Vassals has been removed. And what else is being picked? The Fatigue. So far, this Fatigue has been on fire. It has multiple great performances out of the last two series that we saw. Is it going to be the same thing today for this series? I don't know, but I'm excited to see.
I'm very excited to see. I mean, it's Snow on it, right? Like, that's going up into the Clash lane. We're going to have Xiao Yang onto the Hino into the mid lane. So already, we're going to have a lot of kind of like burst here from the party, a lot of damage. But there we go. We're having some great sort of team fight potential, like knockups here with the Charlotte. So Chami really going for that playmaking. So it is going to be looking at Chami to make these playmakers, playmaking plays within game number 2.
Exactly. You bang the early game on Golden Kite and you let Chami be on this Charlotte, this amazing late game threat in the side lane. Once Charlotte scales towards the Pure Sky,
Chinese team is AG and TT Global.
I'm not sure Paul Snow can handle at all. But again, we gotta put focus
got two Chinese team, but not today.
Has been ban up for at least 4 heroes right now.
Yep.
What is Feng Jie gonna pick as his last pick? Is it gonna
This game is Honor of Kings. What is the national language there in Malaysia? Malay.
We haven't seen that yet. That is going to be a KWC debut, right? And again, these both teams are playing to my fandom. I love manga and I love Agudo. This is the guy with the crazy teeth. The guy with the Gatling ton.
We talked about the hero pool, no? Like we talked about like just showing us something different, showing us something that is going to make the audience fall in love with this whole composition.
Yes.
And I'm telling you that right now, Pause Gaming, they are here just to satisfy everyone in this.
Exactly. Like for me, Paul's bringing out the Munya that's not frequently picked in any of the regions. This is one of the picks that we want to see bloom and actually shine in this important series.
I learned Chinese since I was child.
Get themselves into that upper bracket within this Group B, right? So Blacklist need to come with the punches in this game number 2.
We're looking at a different approach coming in from the side of Pause. They know Chammy cannot scale towards the late game. It will be a much of a big issue. So Qingling forcing out Chammy's flash so on early at 30 seconds of the game.
Very early on in the 30 seconds of the game, which is going to be obviously troublesome for the side of Blacklist. No kind of like escape. We could potentially see a gank up into the top side of the map to try and make some kind of headway with that.
And the board goes right over to the side of Chammy 1, securing with the spell 1. So easy setup coming in from the side of Blacklist International. So right now,
I'm trying to
a different
fix
approach
my
coming
mic.
in from the side of Pause. They do not want to play towards Feng Jie. They want to cover Snow on this fatigue, making sure that he gets a smooth early game, making sure that he secures all these neutral objectives on the side of the River Sprite.
I mean, he's going to need to, right? I mean, definitely the playmaking potential here for Snow onto the party is going to be something that those at home are going to be watching and potentially even be like, hey, I fancy my hand at this pick. It seems great.
Is there a call now?
It's my play style, so definitely look into the game to pick up party here. But we're already getting very aggressive fight here into the T1 territory of the side of Pause Gaming. They're not going to be able to take it down because obviously, as we see, the turret has extra shielding in the early game and it has been activated here. Myosotis given time to come down to the bot side of the map.
This is what we're talking about when we talk about Agudo. You want to play these strong laning. You want to bring the Direnjie and the Agudo synergy to take down these turrets. And what are they doing? Blacklist is just making sure that Feng Jie, you're picking this late game marksman. We are not letting you farm towards late game. We want to break your tower, your safe zone, making sure that you rotate with us.
Yes, exactly that. They've got to try and do something here. I mean, this is the beauty of the Agudo, like you were saying there, Sagi, is that it's able to take these turrets very quickly. And right now, looking to try and get a takedown after Chammy 1 is Snow, but able to get out alive, able to get that health ball from the bottom of that T1 there. But a bit of a rotation here from Xiaoyan, looking to try and set up that early advantage for the side of the Clash lane.
But I gotta say, Snow in this lane is doing a heck of a good job thanks to Qingling, providing so much space and time to farm towards the level 4. And right now though, a 2v2 coming to the bot side and Chaz is slowly chunked up, but he has the Unbridled Outburst ready to go.
Yeah, he kind of took that beating at the right time, right? Like he was borderline level 4, he now has the Unbridled Outburst, so he could just basically get whittled down to very little health and then just go boom, go beast mode and get a lot of that health bar back and shield.
Exactly, and looking at the gold chart real quick, there's not a lot of big leads going on for the side of both teams. Just some small advantage coming in for the side of Blacklist International. A healthy 400 gold lead scaling towards the Tyrant. That's going to be spawned in just a moment.
Spawn in just a moment, and then right now the Unbridled Outburst has been committed, so we are going to be seeing a dive into the backside of the T1 here. Feng Jie and Qingling is enough to drive it away. They've expanded quite a lot to get nothing out of this. Second Unruly Blade coming through, forces the flash from Golden Kite to get safety. I feel like that's a bit of a mistake from Blacklist.
I think Blacklist does want to chain the CC onto Feng Jie using the Just G's ultimate on the Agudo, utilizing...
What do you think about Agudo in that match?
Immediately they failed the kill, but yet again, the most important thing is you
not sure yet.
Offers for the Tyrant that's going to be in 10 seconds right now, Blam. That's detrimental.
Very detrimental for the side of Blacklist International. So they're going to try and find another way to potentially steal this away from Pause Gaming, because it's looking like a done deal here for Pause Gaming at this Tyrant, right? They're looking.
Actually, I didn't see what Agudo used to release. I don't know what clip he released just now.
Feng Jie gets the last hit onto the Tyrant.
Well, Tyrant going over to the Paul SG right now, and they are looking healthy right now at the 4th minute mark. Goldie is equally tied, but Hino gets caught out in the mid lane.
First blood.
They want to do speed push using Agudo.
Snow's got to make sure he does not melt here into the mid lane. We see that his ultimate has been expanded here, just trying to keep that T1 alive.
Yeah, their conversation is
And
to
this is what we're talking about. My Shiron
do a speed
high burst,
push.
high setup, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yes, Hino can do phase rewind, can heal back the HP, but if you can't press the button, that's gonna be useless.
It is going to be useless if you can't press it, but there it is. The Umbrella Lippers catching on to
Careful
one.
back.
Just Chi with Golden Kite comes through, picking up the second kill here for the side of Blacklist International. Are they going to go for the third here? Jingling looking pretty low, but we are trying to create some pressure here into the mid lane.
This Blacklist International, they are warmed up and they are ready to brawl right now. With that catch onto Fengjie, they got the bot tower with no issue right now. And we talked about, if you drop the Agudo, if you drop the D-Ranger, you want to make sure you are getting these towers early. Because you scale off, but yet again, you are doing such a good job as Blacklist International. You are getting the bot tower. You're making sure that Fengjie doesn't have space to farm.
Yeah, I mean, that's a part of it, right? Like, making sure they're learning from the mistakes of game number 1, right? Making sure they don't have space to farm into that bot side of the map, because we've seen it already been proven that Pause Gaming, given the room to breathe, they will suffocate you.
They will suffocate you indeed, but right now, 2,000 gold lead healthy going to the hands for the side of the Code Breakers. Blacklist International. Right now, swapping Golden Kite on the D-Ranger towards the bot side. They want to rinse and repeat and get this Clash Chain Tower.
They're trying to go for the, obviously, focus into the side lanes here. Obviously, a little bit of an MO for the love letter that Pause Gaming served to them in game number 1. But right now, I think if you have to get it into the top side of the map, Xiao Yang is trying to do everything to stop that takedown. And there we are. We see Chaz using the Umbrella Outburst off.
They know they cannot push the mid first. They have to push the
Well, forcing Xiao Yang's phase rewind.
up and bottom towers first.
Not having the phase rewind is gonna be a pain because he cannot be escaping from the situation. But hold on, no, Snow might be caught out.
You can see it's hard for Pause to defend their tower. The mid lane is not a good. I know it's not a good minions cleaner.
Beautiful stuff coming in from the Maestro Nui.
Yeah, definitely the pressure that the side of Blacklist needed, right? This is the pressure that we wanted to see in game number 1. But they have learned, they have brought the pain into the bot side of the map and bringing some more here over to Mayo Sotis. He's had to retreat with the Unruly Blade. Right now, Fengjie looking to solo the Overlord.
Overlord being going to the hands of Paul SG, a consolation prize. But right now, Blacklist International, they have activated, and looking at the gold charts real quick, is looking healthy for the side of Blacklist International.
Looking healthy for the side of Blacklist International, but the side of Pause are looking very sort of like neutralized in where they are within that gold bracket, right? Sort of like neutralized in where they are within that gold bracket, right? Sort of like neutralized in where they are. But Chami is having a heck of a game.
Exactly. That's what we mentioned. You gotta give space to Chami, making sure that he scales toward the mid-late stages of the game. He will be such a side lane monster, and he will be able to look for the flank. But hold on a minute, though, as they are going for the fight.
Yes, big obviously Wind Slash being committed there, trying to get the knock, but the Chaz wasn't enough to obviously take down the Beast. I mean, Wind Slash onto a Zhang Fei.
They got Blacklist this time got strategy, an obvious strategy. Their lineup position.
2,000 gold lead healthy. Look at the gold chart right here. It is dominated by the Code Breakers for the top 4 spot. But yet again, we have to remember, Paul SG, they drafted the Mengya. You gotta bank on this Mengya stake game. So it's definitely down to Dragon finding these backline engages with Chami onto Fengjie, or Fengjie being to survive in these fights.
Yeah, exactly. They've got to make sure they're protecting Fengjie within these team fights and making sure he's able to get to that late game potential, right? We've seen the barrage come through here with the missiles, but still they are trying to get this T1 into the mid lane as well. Blacklist are not pulling any punches.
Not pulling any punches, and it's extremely difficult to get this mid tower with the presence of a Hano. As we know, these spears, the javelins coming in from Hano is just so much wave clear. And looking at a team that's losing in gold, they're so good in securing these objectives. They got the Overlord, and now they secured the Tyrant.
They secured the Tyrant, but I mean, it was all thanks to obviously the Vanguard, right? We saw the Vanguard rolling through down to the farm lane. Blacklist thought, you know what, guys, we can let that T1 go, but to the detriment, they also get the knock-on effect of getting that Tyrant as well.
Fate is not really a good jungler. Fate is better in Clash actually.
Could look a bit shaky.
Exactly, and I want to comment Pause.
If you play fighter build, if you play like the
skirmishes.
X of Torment, I think. The purple X.
Creeping back to the gold drop, and they are making a situation where the 10-minute mark will be a 50-50 fight for these two teams.
Very 50-50. I mean, this is definitely not looking like it's going to be an 11-minute match for the side of Paws Gaming this time around, right? They don't have a single kill on the board. They're still behind by around about 2k gold, so they need to make leeway in those two vectors.
Exactly, and we're slowly creeping towards 10-minute mark. 24 seconds for the Tyrant that's gonna be spawned onto the map. As we mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, Shadow variants are extremely strong that can secure you a lead in getting more gold, more team fights in the Gorge.
That's exactly what Paws Gaming need to do right here. The Umbrella Labels has been committed.
They choose Dune because they got no tank.
Into the mid lane, crucial initiation. We get a takedown of the T1 in the mid. Blacklist was waiting for that prime moment. They could go for the neutral objectives with ease.
Beautiful unbridled outburst coming in from none other than Chaz on the Zhang Fei. Security, crucial engage on the crucial 10-minute mark that they need. Right now, Security Shadow Tyrant, they are looking to contest them in the Shadow Overrun, making sure that they are not able to reclaim this.
Yeah, they gotta be careful here, but obviously we are seeing a same effort from the side of Paws Gaming. We see Feng Jet looking to create that backdoor once again, but over to the Clash lane. So is this their MO in the entire of KWC? They're just looking to make sure they can create space for themselves.
Feng Jia's doing a heck of a good job. He's looking for these farms. He knows he has to be this late game carry, but yet again, as we mentioned, Mengya doesn't have mobility. If you get caught up by Maestro Nui, if you get caught up by Chami, or the unbridled offers coming in from the Zhang Fei, you're gonna be in a big trouble. So definitely, we have to see how Feng Jie pilots this Mengya in the team fight.
Exactly. I mean, you can kind of see here, they kind of stuck together like glue here. Feng Jie and Qinglin. It's just that wave breaker keeping away. The Maestro Nui, Chami does fall down on cam as well. Could this be the we see Golden Kite trading Snow there into the bot side of the map. We see
this is red. They separate their position already.
Soaking up so much damage here. The engage onto the dude is just
but they managed to fight back.
Blacklist are struggling here, but it is gonna be the damage from the D-Ranger that's gonna be able to close out Myosotis.
Blacklist should be winning the team fight just now, but I think they did some mistake.
1v2 Chami and Dragon coming on top. Before he fell, Dragon was already so low thanks to Snow.
Very low, very low. Snow, obviously, he took the L there, but it was for the team. But Just Chi is just trying to keep high. He's trying to keep a little bit of intel here on the side of Paws Gaming whilst they try and go for the Shadow Overlord. Have they got it in them? Is it going to reset? It doesn't reset long enough. Are they going to be able to take it?
Feng Jie secures the steal, and although he falls, he takes down 2 with it. What a play coming in from Feng Jie in this crucial time.
Yeah, 2-1 trade for Paws as well as the Overlord. This guy knows how to steal. I mean, it's a good job he's not a criminal because he'd be good.
Criminally good, but also Golden Kai sneaking a recall, making sure that he's safe from Xiao Yang's chase. But definitely, through such a good early game, Paws is slowly creeping back and catching up to Blacklist International, and they will get outscaled eventually here, Blam.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? I mean, we were seeing it in the early game. Obviously, they create the space into the top side of the map. They are able to take these team fights later on, thanks to obviously just allowing the room to breathe. And obviously, Feng Jie and as well, Xiao Yang obviously being almost into that 4th place within the gold bracket here as well now. But overall, it's looking shaky for
if my Shiranui didn't end Mengya, then that means the team fight is going to lose. The only cutting point is from my Shiranui. Just now,
Shadow Vanguard, the Overlord, has been spawned at the mid lane. They want to push. They want to secure more lead for Paul SG.
Yeah, exactly. They were trying to pay back the dividends that they've already faced into the mid lane for themselves. Paws G here, looking to try and take it now, but we have the Unbridled Outburst. The Fate Rewind has been committed already, so nobody's going down just yet. Myosotis looked pretty low, but same with Dragon into the back line. Chami's had to go into the back line to try and protect him as well. Means that the T1 into the mid lane has been taken down.
T1 taken down. Waves are on fire for the side of the Code Breakers. And right now, Paul SG securing the Shadow Tyrant for themselves. They are looking even stronger right now, progressing another push towards the bot side.
Another push. This is exactly. I'm pretty sure this is going to be their MO for the rest of the tournament, right? They look to create the space into these side lanes and keep the enemy team just thinking, hey, we've won another team fight. We've won another team fight. But then all of a sudden, it's just like, hey, you've got no turrets, buddy.
You got no turrets, buddy, and right now, Fengjie claiming another tower towards the bot side. Right now, mid and bot strong. They're looking to knock on this tier 3 right now.
Knocking on the T3 is the side of Pause Gaming right now. They take it down, and it's looking like we've just copied and pasted the first game. But it's going to be Blacklist International looking to defend this one with a little bit more honor, right? Because they know what's at stake.
It's still a 50-50 game. You can never count out the PKL number 2 representatives out. They have the tools. They have what it takes to make a comeback at this moment. You have Dragon on the Maestro. You have Chaz. So much engaged potential. They just need to find the crucial moment on Fengjie to really claim this game and push it to a best of 3 full.
Yeah, I mean, they know that, right, though, but on the side of Pause Gaming, we see that Fengjie on the Manga is nowhere near the team fight, right? Like, he's always kind of, like, circulating around. He's just kind of trying to make sure that Blacklist are trying to find him, but he doesn't want to be found.
That's what I'm saying. He's such a top-tier farm lane in today's tournament.
Yep.
So far, even though he's gotten so much pressure coming in from Blacklist early game, he has caught up and he is leading the pack in terms of gold.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to go to Kin's point earlier. Here he's on about KDA meaning everything. Look at this. Fengjie is on 0-2-4, but he's been just controlling the entire of this game in terms of getting the takedowns of these turrets.
Exactly. This thanks towards the side of Paul SG, the other remaining members, being able to absorb this pressure. But talking about absorb pressure, the overload has been started off for the side of Blacklist International.
Yeah, I mean, this is where Blacklist could resolve it right, but the Unbridled Labors has been committed once again by the side of Chaz, and we are going to take that onto Chami, one of the big playmakers of Blacklist International. This could be the last team fight between these two teams. Double kill for Snow. We get a kill on the board for Fengjie as well. And Colvin Kite running with his tail between his legs as they push their Crystal with the Minions. And it is going to be a 2-1 victory here.
Actually, I see the Blacklist line now is better, but they didn't win.
SG. That fight had no Fengjie. It was just
The lineup from Pause here is only a like
jungle, just making sure that it was happening. They were
normal lineup only.
the high note,
Not
the spears, the javelins was doing so much in the team fight, and we talked about Blacklist drafting this early to make it team competition.
在看直播是的。
The Agudo not getting all these leads. This is what results into your late game. You are not strong in the late game, so that's where it all happened. Pause, making sure that they get the late game, and they made it happen.
Yeah, Pause was like, hey, we're no fun, but we got Fengjie. You know, we got Fengjie. We're across the gorge. We're getting the monopoly that we need that was able to crucially finish both of these two games out, right? Like, because that if we look towards the late game within these highlights, the mid T3s and the T2s were still alive, but they still ran past them. They was like, see you, buddy. We're going to take that crystal of yours behind your back.
Exactly, and looking at all these early tempos being set on by Blacklist International, it was so good. Look at these plays, play after play, 4-0 clean on the board. They were getting so much on the map. But yet again, when we talk about the late game, we gotta say about Snow. He was pulling so much strings, pulling so much pressure, making sure that Fengjie gets to scale towards his late game. Xiaoyang on the high note gets to scale towards late game. And what did we see? Late game Paul on this drop was so strong.
So strong, but this is just all to the detriment of Pause Gaming, right? Like we was talking about in the introduction, Hero Pool has shined through for this team. Got locked in the picks like the Hino, they've got unlocked in picks like the Manga. So going for these pocket picks that don't normally come through within a best of 3 is definitely serving up the victory that they need within this Group B.
Exactly, I do agree so as well. And with this clean 2-0, Paul SG is definitely going to continue their run towards the upper bracket, and we'll have to see the Code Breakers fight their way through the lower bracket.
It is the first 2-0 that we see in this KWC, man.
Where's Kin? Where's Kin? Where's Kin? Where is he? Oh, yeah, he's not casting, so it's not going to be 4 best of 3, is it, Kin?
I love it. I love it. It's going to be 2-0 for Pause, man. Pause Gaming is going to take a quick victory. It does not mean that it was an easy victory. It was just fast because Blacklist, they had opportunities. They had a lot of very nice opportunities at the beginning of the game. They had a very clear understanding of what they wanted to do. We're talking about just for them to be a little bit faster, to be a little bit more on the meta, have plays go on And that's what they tried to do. The Gudo just a couple times tried, but they were not successful at just getting the kills.
Yeah, well, it was like that play into the bot side of the map in the early game, right? They exhausted so much resources to try and get the I think it was like a 3v1 takedown, and they didn't even get that, and they didn't get the T1 turret because they still had that early game shielding. So Blacklist was really, at that point, a desperation. It was like, right, we've really committed a bit too much here, guys. And that was me already kind of like the boat was kind of shaken at that point.
Even through that shaky point, I still want to give props to Blacklist. They did find a lot of these crucial engages thanks to the side of Chaz on the Zhangfei, thanks to Dragon on the Maestro. But yet again, Snow on the Fatigue was so good. He was stalling so much space. He was stalling so much of these spaces and time for Feng Jie to really farm up, for Xiaoyang on the high note to actually farm up. And yet again, he was also the key difference maker, the engage, the follow-up, the damage dealer in all these team fights. Man, this man does it all.
Let me add up to that, man, because Fatih at the beginning had a little bit of a rush start. It was kind of difficult for him, but then turned up and then got kill after kill after kill, just winning all of the fights that in that moment Pulse Gaming needed to turn things around. Everybody was just so focused on the Fatih that the Super Minions just came in and took the crystal.
Exactly. I mean, we talk about Snow. That definitely wasn't a British summon. That was like, he was looking more of like your Canadian summon. That makes things just all stop, right? Like, that was Snow, and he was definitely very aggressive within that game number 2. But I mean, is that a 100% win rate here for Barty so far?
Out of the 5 games, I think so as well. Out of the 5 games that we saw, it was definitely 5 out of 0 so far for Fatih. A very strong introduction for this pick right here. Good engage, good burst when he lands onto you. The spell one flash onto the backline has so much range and immediately popping your ultimate for the insane amount of auto attacks. I gotta say this pick has been working out wonders in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, we honestly thought it was gonna have a bit of a lackluster start. Obviously, knowing that obviously all you need to do is draft a little bit of CC within your comp, and then it kind of defeats the objective of Fatih into the team fights. But I feel like these teams are really struggling within that laning phase, right?
It's gonna be one of the things that they need to fix, that's for sure. All of the 5 players from Pulse Gaming had an amazing performance, and that's why they took the victory. But one of them stood up the most, and that was clearly Feng Jie with a KDA that is not worth mentioning right now because his job was just to keep the Pulse Gaming hope alive. In the moments that they were losing fights, he was taking turrets down. And in the moments that Blacklist thought that they had it in the hand, he was just quietly just going around, roaming, and then just taking objectives. That's what kept Pulse Gaming still in the game.
Exactly. I mean, he was just creating the monopoly that they needed, right? Like like I said in the game, like Blacklist were looking for him every team fight. They was like, "Where's Feng Jie? Where's Feng Jie?" It's kind of like playing like, "Where's Waldo?" It's just weren't there. It's very hard to find. And then he just wasn't in the team fights. He was just always getting the monopoly. He was creating that backdoor pressure and potential for the
Okay, see you, Unique.
Exactly, and we look from the entire game. Although his person wasn't really seen, but he was putting so much pressure onto the side lane. He was getting so much resources, and he was being this threat. If, let's say, Chami, if, let's say, Dragon doesn't jump onto this pick, he's going to be definitely a very
Which
big
team
damage
are
dealer.
you
But if
rooting
do jump on
for?
it, that's
You
where
mean
Snow
this
and
match?
Xiaoyang comes in. So definitely, Feng Jie, he does it all in game 1. He's the sort of bait in game 2, but he works it out. Double MVP, man, for this guy.
Yes, double MVP for 2 different playstyles.
It is completely nice, man, because it tells you that if you want to be the MVP, it doesn't mean that you need to be doing all of the kills every single time. No, you need to be an important part for the composition of your team. Because at the end of the day, this is a 5v5. It's not a 1v1. If this would be a 1v1, it wouldn't be the amazing game that it is, man. Like, we need to be thinking about the team. Think about that. What can I do? What is going to be my sacrifice for the team? Sometimes the sacrifice is just to be around taking turrets. Sometimes the sacrifice, and the one that I find the most loyal to the team, is the one that jumps in, initiates, dies, but then it ends up in a 5-to-1 trade.
Exactly. I mean, Honor of Kings is a 5v5 MOBA for everyone, not a 1v1, right?
I agree with that. Let's see what the players have to say about this amazing performance from Pulse Gaming. Let's see. Mara, take it.
Hi, Fairy
We're
Lucas.
here with Chinlin. Congratulations. You dominated that game. Now, in game number 2, you guys ran into a little bit of trouble, down by 2,000 gold. How were you able to turn that game around and to have a dominating finish?
我哋 我哋雖然前期係逆風，但係因為我哋其實了解個陣容嘅，我哋個陣容其實越到後期越好打，所以我哋只需要同佢哋玩兵線，因為其實佢哋嘅陣容兵線大唔贏我哋一直喺度玩兵線玩切圖，然後就拖到我哋陣容強勢期，然後我哋就可以拿勝嘅。
Because we are very familiar with the the heroes and all of the poor, so we are really good at to do that. So we dominating the game. Yeah.
And that was a very nice game for you. Now up next, you're waiting for the next opponent in the upper bracket, and it's going to be between Geng and Boom Esports. If you were to break down those two teams, which team would you prefer to face? Which team would make it easier for you to make it to the playoffs?
我哋更加想遇到 Boom Esports，因為我哋覺得佢哋嘅打法其實我哋係幾克制佢嘅，因為我哋營運比佢哋好好多，然後佢哋只不過係打交隊，我哋有信心如果遇到佢哋應該可以好輕鬆拿下。咁 Geng 如果我哋唔想遇到佢，因為佢哋嘅有少少小套路，即係我哋有啲難以去應付，所以我更加希望呢場即係我哋可以遇到 Boom Esports。
He said he preferred to match the Boom Esports because they said the Pulse may be more good at about the fighting in the games, but they don't want to match Genji soon faster because they think Genji have more tricky on their operation in this game. So, yeah, they want to Boom.
We're going to see if your wish comes true. Congratulations once again for a job well done. We're going to go back to our casters. Casters, lead the gorge.
Thank you very much, Mara. That was amazing, great information. It is important just for us to start understanding when the players start choosing who they want to be facing. It is not that they're trying to face the weaker team. There are no weak teams in here. That's first things first. But then after that, they might be thinking about which team would my strategy, which team would my playing style have a little bit of an advantage. And that's what Pulse Gaming is doing. We just saw like, okay, they would prefer to play against Boom Esports, right? Yep. Does that mean that they believe that Boom Esports is weaker? I don't think so. Boom Esports is a pretty decent team and they play really well. What is your take on that?
Exactly. I mean, it's not only just in Honor of Kings, normally where we respect, obviously, right? I mean, it's within the esports as well. Huge respect for every team because you're not going to be like, hey, guys, we just want to take the easiest team. It's like, we want to take this team because we feel like our skill set matches theirs and it would be a great fight.
I completely agree on that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, 3 matches are already done. We have one last one coming right after the break. It's going to be Geng against Boom Esports. We'll see you in a minute.
Watashi wa anata o mattaku suki janai. Anata wa Watashi wa anata o mattaku suki janai. Anata wa sore o shitte. Watashi wa anata o mattaku suki janai. Anata wa sore o shitte ita haato.
What that means? Does it mean she likes me or she don't like me? Is it why I Google Translate? The Google Translate tells me that she don't like you. She don't like me. I'm gonna go. What are your currently at? Where are you currently at, Malaysia? 等下是哪里的？什么等下是哪里的？
Genji Esports against Boom Esports is going to be our last match of the day. It's going to be defining who's going to be playing against Pause and who's going to be playing against Blacklist. I am Isaac Peña. I'm going to be your host for today. Lam, Sagi, amazing game that we just had, but we need to move forward. We need to be looking at what is coming up. Boom Esports, one of the favorite teams right over there in Southeast Asia. I am telling you, I was checking on the chat. All the fans from Boom Esports right now are really counting the seconds so they can come in and really demonstrate what their team is made of. So to everyone right over there in the Philippines, hi. Everyone right over there, thank you very much for being online. I am hoping, really hoping that we're going to be having an amazing showdown.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, all their fans are like a ticking time bomb, right? They claim the counting down, and what counts down? It's a bomb, and when it goes off, it goes boom. They're on stage.
Oh my god.
They're on stage. But a little bit of like a history between these two teams, though. Like, this is not the first time they've met, obviously, in this entirety.
Yeah.
Boom actually played against Genji when they were Falcons last year, and the majority of the players are still the same. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this actually pairs out overall.
Well, definitely long history between these two teams.
Yes.
Genji with the PKL team, Philippine team.
Hey,
Definitely, they will come in strong and say, hey, it's time for me to get my revenge. So definitely checking out Genji Esports. We got Clash to include Jungle with Ray, Inua,
下一场是韩国
and Clue as the rover.
We talked about the experience that these players are bringing in, right? Like we know a lot of these names. We know
应该
that
是
some of
韩
them
国
are going to come
跟
in and they're going
菲
to
律
try
宾
their very best to try
韩
to
国
be
对
able
菲律宾
to bring something different to the table.
Yes.
What do you think they're going to bring different though?
I mean, with Genji, naturally, what we've been seeing through obviously Season 3 Invitational
Yeah.
and the KME, which is obviously the Kings Major East League, we see
Oh,
that
I like this
Ray,
shit.
their jungler likes to play the
I like
tanks, but when
Genji
he
shit.
can't quite go for his tank picks,
哦，不是韩国，他这个本来是韩国队，但是是
those really
Albania
aggressive, junglers, and then
队员都是
really
Albania
changed
的
the whole composition of their team. So
Yes.
one of their really unique identities that they got going for them.
Well, from what you know from Genji, what can you add on top of this?
Okay, so for Genji,
Why Genji got
He
Albania
mentioned just now,
Yeah.
right, in the interview. Like he mentioned, we want to meet Boom.
Team
not
members.
because Boom is more easy. It's because Genji has weird strats at core.
They invest in another place already.
Like I said, they love to play the tank jungle. When tank jungle doesn't work out, Rock goes into the jungle from the farm lane. He picks up the pay.
Hi,
But
Etioma.
that's not where it ends. The side lane becomes
Yeah.
double fighters for Genji. But yet again, we have to check out their opponents as well.
Do you think that they're very versatile and that's one of the advantages for them? Or do you think that that versatility actually could come and catch on them later?
It might catch on them later though, but yet again, what can we not catch is definitely we have to catch Boom Esports, the Kuya, the day one of HOK in Philippines. Starting off Miggy in the Clash lane, Carl in the jungle, their FMVP, Tatsuri in the mid lane,
What?
Toshi, fresh back into Philippines, PKL in the farm lane, and impressive
No,
in
thank
the
you.
robo.
I love Boom Esports for one reason, man. Like a year ago when they came here to EWC, sadly for them, they came back home empty-handed.
Yes.
They came back home with no wins at all. It's been 12 months. Do you think that this is a completely different Boom Esports that could actually come and give us a big surprise?
Yeah, I mean, well, Toshi had a holiday over into Indonesia, right? Like, oh, playing for Dominator Esports last year and got to second place in 2024. So, given over the experience over into the Indonesian team, he's now back into his home grounds. He's now back to prove himself. The Boom aren't going to be out within that 16th place. They want to get higher.
Thank you, Zumika. Thanks for joining the member.
From time and time again.
Are you going to play Yes later?
As a very high level team.
Cooking MOBA 5v5 is that?
International tournaments, they still have yet to prove themselves. Today,
Which team do you think will win?
really show that
Wait
hey, we're Boom and we're coming
Should be
in
Boom, I
strong
think.
and with a Boom.
So do you think that today's going to
Yeah, Boom will win, I think.
just taking everything that they have learned from the PKL and just bringing it here to Saudi Arabia and show to us in the international stage, we are a brand new Boom Esports. Is it going to be the day?
I mean, we can only hope so, and I can imagine that
If Gen G team members is from South Korea, I think they will win, but
I mean, for me,
they are
it's
not.
about when, right? You're at KWC, one of the biggest
Should be
tournaments
Boom
of all
winning.
Rock Kings. If it's not now, when is it Boom Esports?
I can see everyone
Please
down
carry
there
me until Epic.
already getting ready for the game, and I can imagine that nerves are out there. Being in the fourth game,
I'm not
of
doing
the
it for
game
free,
is
bro.
hard, because you see all
My
the game
team will
happening,
win
and then you
this.
see the expectations, and then you start feeling the nerves kicking in, and then you don't know if you're gonna end up playing at
Who is
the
your
time
team?
or it's gonna be
Your
early,
team is
it's gonna be
Gen G.
later. You never know what's gonna happen.
Oh, it's
That's
Moroccan.
difficult. If you guys were the coaches, how do you manage?
Is that Moroccan?
I mean, naturally, a
Morocco.
goes off.
Wait,
when
I
you put the red
search
wire
again.
Wire, right? I mean, that's what Gen G's coach is going to be doing. It's like, we need to find that red wire. We need to.
Oh, it's Morocco.
disarm
Sorry,
the
bro.
bomb. So that's what they're going to be doing on the side of Gen G, right? They're going to be looking at maybe let's not go for a unique, quirky kind of strategy.
Yeah, I think Boom will win.
Let's see what we can do with like a tank jungler. Maybe let's go try and lock Dune in first game.
If Gen G team members is South Korean, then I think Gen G may win.
In game one under the pay.
Okay, so you're thinking about just coming in a
But
little
maybe
bit more of a slow
I'm wrong.
fashion, something a little bit more subtle.
Yeah.
And then after that, as we move into the game two, try to go
Maybe I'm
something
wrong.
more aggressive. Sagi, would you go for that gamble?
I mean, it's Gen G. They always come up with these interesting picks, and especially this meta, we introduce picks such as the Pei and Luna as all these top priority, and also the Geng that's been recently revamped, right? So definitely, if you're Boom, if you're Gen G, okay, you gotta think that, oh, so many of these junglers right now, they're meta, they're all assassins. And who's the carry? The big boss of our team? It's definitely Rock. So Rock, get over to the jungle.
You think it'll be jungle game one? I think that's very.
I love it, man.
I love it.
Very, very bold thing to say.
Come
We'll
on.
see. We'll see. I mean, because I mean, it is the thing that obviously cost Gen G very early exit in season 3 Invitational, right? So I don't think they want to leave KWC that early, right? They want to try and get as much as they can to obviously try and get to the victory. Because I mean, they were pretty much last place last year.
You know what? Like, from what I've seen right now in this whole tournament, it's a BO3.
Double says, how did it cook King MOBA if he loses?
We kind of like just think too much about it. Just this, people be a BO5 or a BO7.
Hi,
It's a
Najee.
BO3. Go with whatever you got in game one. If you go and take the dub in game one, you're just one step away from that upper bracket. But you need to go out and take the dub in game one. Does that mean that you need to be a little bit more aggressive? Maybe. I know that from what I have seen today, the teams that have gone there with a big gamble, just saying like, I'm gonna go all in game one.
Do you know
Most
DJY
of
in
them have
Faker
come
of
with the
ML?
dub
No.
at the end.
Maybe that's a
I'm
strategy,
not
right?
really
Maybe
familiar
go
to
all
Mobile
in
Legends
on
players, so
game
I'm
one,
so
but I mean,
sorry,
we are
bro.
starting to see how these players are reacting, how they're feeling on stage. But obviously, Gen G, Clue is always a great taunter. He's always a great player to sort of watch, interact with other players, interact with the crowd. I can remember in the
What
Philippines,
Gen
in
G
season
player-
3 of
what Gen
International,
G-
where he was just kind of like
I mean,
and forth between the
what
audience.
players
He was
Gen G
cheering,
got?
they was cheering. don't
I
think
see
he
some
was
Chi-
going
I
on,
see
but it
one
was just
Chinese
so
already.
hype. It was so nice to see.
Definitely,
Hi, Dark
we love
Nova.
these interesting personalities when it comes to HOK esports. They bring the vibe, they bring the cheers, and they bring the crowd together. And when we talk about matchups, I gotta put the matchup onto Toshi versus Rock. This matchup is the key matchup that I want to see today. Toshi, multiple achievements, has made it to the grand finals of Case
Why are you laughing? Because I see your name, Tong 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 Sahol.
And Rock, the core carry, the man of Gen G. So definitely this matchup is gonna be hot.
Gonna be hot, but I mean, if we
Yeah,
look at
you-
the
if
seating
hot, you're
arrangement
gonna be-
of
you're
Gen
gonna
G,
need
it's already
aircon.
kind of spelling to me that Rock is actually going to be in the jungle. Because look, he's right next to Wawa, so we're already getting kind of like maybe a foreshadowing
Ray
of
is
Gen
here.
G. Rock looking to take jungle.
Ray is in Gen G. Okay.
Number one, Dharma being a prio ban.
Ray
once
should
again
be-
in the series. With
Why
the
he
young
play
spots.
farm lane
Also
already?
being banned out for the side of Gen G Esports, the standard SOP for any draft that we have seen so far. You do not want to give the early for strong marksman players.
I
as
get-
it will
I got
elevate them
confident
to
on
a different
Boom.
level. But yet again,
Gen G is
my
hard to
strategy
win
as
now,
well
bro.
is locked off, but you know what's out?
Use
Luna
Raid
and
Me
Pei is
phone.
up for grabs here, ladies and gentlemen.
This is
They
Raid
are. I mean,
Me.
Luna for the first time of the day could
Bro,
be
this is
pretty
Raid
huge,
Magic,
right? I
bro.
mean, is that something that Boom Esports
Although they are
gonna
same
go
rate.
Go for, right? But we're gonna go and lock in the priority of the Lung because they don't really want to give over to Gen G. Lung is just one of those heroes that just can do a lot of damage in the early game, but then as he gets to the late game, he is on fire.
Exactly, and also banning out their early, it means that another counter.
Have
has
you
been
played
removed
Mobile
from the
Legends
board on
before?
side of
Yes.
Gen G. Diren Jie and Yu Huan has been locked as well for Gen G. They
There
want
is,
the
I think
strong
there is
lane.
one.
Where else can you get it? You can get it from
I
Yu
don't
Huan
know
and
the
Diren
Rock.
Jie. This Yu Huan pick
Gen
I'm talking
Rock
about,
is
it can be
Chinese
flexed to
or
the roam.
Japanese?
It can be flexed to the mid. And
I
worst
see
comes
this
to
name
worst,
before.
It can still go to the jungle. It's very
I'm new
flexible.
to the channel. Nice to meet you all. Nice to meet you, Dark Nova.
The players and the coach get
Same thing designed for poor. Okay.
banned in the second
Everyone
phase.
using
That's the-
Android phone is poor. Did you mean that?
But looking to bring the Pei and Byron combo for the second time today is Boom.
How long does it take
Well,
to study all the heroes in HOK? I'm not sure. For me, I used at least 1.5 years last time.
High sustain, can set up, can tank in the weak side. He does it all. The only bad thing he does is the late game. But if you give it the early to mid game, pairing up with a Pei, that's super high tempo gameplay we're talking about.
Yes, exactly. I mean, if it's anything to go off of the last series as well, obviously we've had a bit of a mixed bag today. We've had games that have gone all the way to the Tempest Dragon, which is around about that 20-minute mark for those at home that play Honor of Kings. But we've been having some very quick matches as well. 11 minutes so far, pre-11 minutes, sorry, for Pause Gaming has been the fastest match. And I mean, if we're looking at a pick like this, like the Pei, you want to try and finish a game earlier as well as the Byron, right? You don't really want to be waiting and hoping that his late game pickups is going to be enough to keep him alive.
That's definitely the case. And another lone counter has been locked in for the side of Inua in the mid lane. Nua, when you cast the Infinite Vast is when you land.
iPhone or
the
Android,
Nua
which one is
capable
better
of
for
using the
gaming?
ultimate, the long range ultimate to really snipe you down when you're landing. So the
I
only
never
option
use
is
iPhone to
commit a
play
flash from the
games,
low. that's
so
definitely
I'm
a
not
counter
sure about
we're
that.
looking at from Gen G
If
to
you mean
handle
PC,
this wall
of course
total.
Windows.
Yes, but speaking of that, obviously we're looking at the second banning
You
phase
wanna
here.
bet
Gen
on
G
Byron
looking at some
player will
solid
be
support
MVP?
bans here, the Zhang Fei, the Mutsu as
No.
well. Obviously, would be a great
don't even
setup
know
for the likes of
them.
The Pei and the Byron, right? Getting that cannon blast would just really
I
allow
only
them
know
to
Migi.
dive in and do the damage. But over the side of Boom Esports, they know they're gonna take off
Migi and
Corporate
Toshi.
and the Monkey. So they're maybe trying to say like, hey, we're calling your bluff. Q1 is maybe the jungle here.
Yu-Huan is maybe the jungle here. It can still go to the roamer. There are still several picks here, like the Luna, but Luna into Pei.
I
that's
never
kind
use
of a
iPhone
tough
for
cookie that
gaming,
you
I don't
want to
know.
fight. Mayin here being locked in for the side.
But I only see only Android phones got fan.
Still remains. Is it high?
Android
Maybe
gaming
not
phone
high,
got
but
fans.
there's still a possibility. For the side of Boom Esports
There is
here,
no fans
that
for
roamer is
iPhone.
being banned out from the side of Gen G here. So is it going to be the Lian Po? Is it going to be the Diadeer? So what is the cost? What is the pick here coming in from Boom Esports?
Yeah, that definitely needs some kind of control, right? Like into the mid lane, maybe go for something like Yi Xing, maybe pair it out with something like the Lady Chen as well. Obviously, have that destructive deluge that's going to really kind of create control, also do a lot of damage here for the side of Boom Esports.
How about
Because really,
ROG? ROG is good also.
Maestro Yi has been taken off, but they're going full aggressive here, Sagi. They're going for the Kung Ming. They're going for the Li Ampo. Impressive on this Li Ampo is something that I love to see.
这哪里的直播？这是世界赛。
So this calming being locked in for Tatsuri, they are just making sure that they have a secondary carry that can back up Pei, that can back up Low, that's being piloted by Toshi and Carl, making sure that even these two, they are getting outraged by Nua, by the Yuan. You still have calming to back up the firepower with the decisive strategy.
Yeah, I mean, for those obviously tuning in first time, I mean, Carl is one of the young prodigies within the Philippine scene as well, so he is one of the guys we are keeping an eye on within this tournament. But the Nutsa is going to be an interesting pick here for Genji and a debut for this hero.
Exactly, we see from time to time Nutsa has the global ultimate, has the healing reduction that you can apply on the enemy here. So definitely this hero, when you land onto the backline, you get damage reduction as well. So lots of things that can be funneled to this Nutsa to be this late game monster, to apply all these damage reduction towards himself. So definitely, we gotta see who comes out on top in this game one.
Interesting compositions. The coaches are gonna shake hands. They're gonna go back to their rooms, and the players are set, man. This is going to be our first game between Genji and Boom Esports. Whoever that takes the dub here is going to have the upper hand in order to make it to that lovely upper bracket. Plan, Sagi, the Gorge is ready, and I'm really hoping that you guys are going to enjoy this match because I'm certain that I will take it from here.
Absolutely. It's going to be a banger of a match because we have at least a Boom involved. So whether it's a Boom...
Ray joined this kind of tournament for a long time already, but I don't know he can win this match or not.
I was like that about the lovely higher bracket of Group B.
He was from the Middle East, right? Should be Boom winning. Middle East is too hard to win.
I'm really sorry about that. You know what, man? Like, it just took me a little bit of a while just to figure out the answer to that question. I'm telling you, man. Like, after this, if you go to pause, like, come on, it is going to be an extra life. Go. Everybody wants to go to the upper bracket. The teams are ready. The Gorge is ready. Boys, take it from here.
We'll take it from here now. Yes, absolutely. Game number one, get it out of the way for Boom Esports and Genji. Already seen a little bit of a
What hero will be the counter for Lone Ali?
Obviously, Tatsuri, impressive as well. There's Toshi there, just trying to get the pressure, get that first wave clear created.
First wave clear being secured, 1v2 for the side of Tatsuri to make sure that he gets the priority here. And towards the jungle, Carl is looking for an invade here, but does not get it. But Tatsuri, no. Okay, Rock gets it for him. Just gets secured. All safe.
Gets it secure, that's all you're going to say, right? I mean, some people at home maybe get a bit confused. They're like, hey, why is Gojo on the Gorge? But this is another thing with HOK, right? We have some fantastic collabs. And obviously, JJK was one of them, and we recently just had a Bleach collab as well. So if you're into playing your favorite anime characters, Honor of Kings is definitely the game you want to be looking at going for.
Exactly. Migi also piloting the Byron, almost getting caught up, but escapes well. But check out the CD heal in this gentleman battle.
Gojo is Kit Kat. Gojo is Kit Kat. You know why it's Kit Kat?
Go claim the CD key right now. But talk about the game right now. We gotta say the early game coming from the side of Genji is pretty consistent. But Impressive goes in.
Impressive goes in with an impressive engage. The burst run does come through, and it is going to be Netsu.
怎么就 alpha 气了？
Oh, Mickey goes down first.
Oh.
Looking pretty low.
Oh.
Here with the emergence, he is able to get out there.
Wow, this team grows a lot, bro.
Traveling from the sky, landing onto Miggy, who expended his mobility to really catch up Inua. But Inua immediately responding to the flash and getting himself to safety here. Impressive, might be caught up here, gets chucked out. Going super low, drops to Wawa on the Miggy.
That's not the bush you want to be phase checking, buddy. I mean, that was
wow.
Right. But I want to just make a little comment there. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's a rock.
It's a rock. Flying in with the Nuzza.
And I mean, if you're traveling some distance, that's going to hurt. And that's exactly what happened to Midgie there, right? It hurt him, and it caused the first blood. Enough damage to take him down. But right now, a very steady start here for Genji. 1 point, we'll say 1k. I'll be charitable. 1k gold lead so far with 2 kills ahead.
Wow, 2 kills ahead, and we have seen multiple times if you can submit yourself with 1 to 2,000 gold into the early game, you will have the smooth tempers. Sorry, not tempers, you have the smooth
I only know Ray and Rock
so definitely,
in this
transition this lead towards the first
Genji
objective
team.
Game that's going to be spawning on 4 minutes.
Potentially, right? I mean, they need to set up that farm lane. They need to make sure they're able to create that pressure. I mean, we do have Toshi. It's not like we just have any random marksman. It is Toshi. But we are going to be a little bit of a divide here for the Azure goal. It does go to the side of Genji. They have found their home and reclaimed it into a Boom Esports jungle for now. They are looking to just get out with that Azure golem. That small little dub for the side of Genji.
Rock here is having a masterclass of a game. The entire Genji, the collective hive mind is really supporting Rock in all his invades here. And Rock coming out ahead against Carl in this jungle matchup already a 500 goal lead. And we talk about the pay here, Blam. If pay falls behind, it gets extremely hard to pilot towards the mid-game.
Extremely hard to pilot, but I mean, mighty normally extremely hard to pilot, but it gets the takedown on Carl there. The Skyfall coming in very close.
Boom, gonna lose a
Midgie down. No, he's able to get out. Tatsuri impressive, like the true teammates they are, come for the save.
Wawa is on fire with this lady. Play after play, one player on to impress, another player on to Carl, and right
The
now,
only
they're
CC
setting Carl
here
even
is
more
Solung
further
and
behind.
Lem
The Tyrant
Paul.
has this spawn, and Carl, you gotta think, are you able to contest this?
Exactly. I mean, putting the pressure into the mid lane there was pretty good. Obviously, clearing out the minion wave as well was enough for them to try and take
Nua
this
plus
objective
Yuhuan
with a
pair
little
in
more
lane
ease,
is
a little more
annoying. Yeah, I do
control
agree.
Genji, and they get it.
Well, first Tyrant goes over to the side of Genji, as we mentioned here. You transition your early lead, you transition towards
The Tiger is-
you get the Tyrant
The
here, and
Tiger
right
is
now,
gonna cry.
They are looking eye strong onto Ray right now, and Wawa in the side lane. They are looking to break through this side
We're
lane
switching
with ease,
sides.
thanks to this Tyrant buff.
Yeah, extra bit of damage here.
There
going
is
for somebody
still
like the
chance.
Hero here of Ray. I mean, we're normally
Yeah.
waiting for that kind of like mid to late game where his power restarts to come through. Obviously, one of the good
To
things
come-
about the
to
D-Ray
come
doesn't
back.
only just do physical damage, he does magical damage as well.
Exactly. Hybrid damage, but looking at mid lane though, they are looking to secure this mid lane priority. Whoever secures the mid priority gets to move first right now. Wawa with the teleport comes up on side. Carl might be in danger.
The emergence is coming through here. It's going to be enough just to drive away Boom Esports. They were looking to try and capitalize on that bot side of the map, but they were like, no, let's disarm the Boom.
Wow.
Looks like
Boom
Yu
right
Ju
now,
Suk
they are still heads on
Kaisen
strong,
team
looking
have
for
a bad
opportunities
time.
across the map. But Rock
Yeah.
here though onto the top side. Clue expanding the unending sorrow, escaping from danger here. But Rock is so darn tanky. Mickey goes down.
Mickey died
I mean,
twice
it'd
already.
be a crime to be named Rock and be soft, right? We see there with the net set, he's able to tank the damage at just enough time for his teammates to come around and then just claim the poor victim onto the side of Boom Esports. But no turret's been taken down just yet for either of these teams, but the kills are coming in thick and fast for Genji.
Exactly. Just 6 minutes in, they're already cementing this up 2.5 thousand goal lead already here. This is a statement match. Genji revisiting Saudi Arabia, Riyadh, EWC. They are making a statement of a match.
Making a statement, and they need to, right? Obviously, last year was not their year, but they are already looking within this 6 minutes a completely different team. I mean, in terms of teammates, they only get a trade of 1, but that's enough here. The emergence coming through as well as the Skyfall. This is going to be enough to take down this T1 into the bottom side of the map. That's going to put a lot of pressure on the Boom Esports.
Just one Skyfall here, immediately making sure that Toshi has to come in
Byron
for the
with
here. Rock here on this nose out pick, on the last pick here
Pay.
that Genji dropped for them, is a masterclass so far that we've seen.
Yeah, exactly. He's putting pressure across the entire gorge, right? I mean, that's where Rock really wants his presence to be felt.
Wow.
Right? It needs to be global.
Wow.
That's exactly
They
what
got plan.
he's able to
Genji got plan some more.
But still, if you're a Boom fan,
They know when to switch the lanes, bro. This is never happened in the first
this pick, if he
KWC.
he is going to be a monster here. So definitely, we can never count Boom Esports out right now. 0-4, 2,000 gold lead here. Wawa though gets caught out.
Oh, yes, the face check. Is it going to be enough for him to survive? Wawa goes down first, coming up the side of Boom Esports, but it is going to be Tatsuri going down as well. Mid for Clash. Is that a good trade at this point? That's a lot of damage for the side of Boom Esports being taken off the cards.
And with the waves going to be removed here, Blam, the top tower has to go over the favor of Genji. But yet again, you have Boom Esports.
They are switching, they are trading towers now.
It's still an even trade for towers and kills. So definitely, if you're a Boom Esports fan, it's still something to be happy about. But everyone knows Skyfall goes to outside.
Yes,
The worst thing here is Nerja is too fast. He's faster than them.
Is clipping his wings there, doing a lot of damage. onto Boom Esports. Carl here, Toshi is here to try and save his teammate, but it is going to be Clue with the claim to the kill.
Clue not giving a single clue at all for his whereabouts, immediately flashing in to save his jungler. Rock solid indeed for Rock on this build up.
Yep, solid.
Did
solid
they ban
and
Mice
quick.
Runner
Right,
just now?
We've had him falling from the sky. We've had him saving his teammates. We've had him just giving up time.
I think
to
Boom
basically
here
draw out of the team
change
fight,
some
and then
players,
the
is it?
cavalry arrives in the form of Wawa, in the form of Inua as well. But looking at that clash lane, it's not looking healthy here for Boom Esports. They really need to capitalize on that farm.
No, actually
We talked
the
about this, right, Black? Maybe Carl on the Byron, on the pain. You gotta play the early tempo
Boom
to
here is
perfection.
the one
But
who needs early
Inua,
game.
Rock
Genji
getting all these
doesn't.
picks, getting all these
Genji,
tempo early,
Nuwa
negating
is
the early
Nuwa
kick
and
drop coming in from the side of Boom Esports
and
here.
DNJ is late game.
Objectives as well is really the MO here for Genji. They just don't want to give. They are not a charity. They're a business.
They are indeed a business right now, and what's up to the next business is going to be another tier 2 towards the bottom side of
Ray
Esports
grows
here.
a lot.
Right now, 4-man, both teams strong going into the bottom side of Genji and Boom Esports.
Yeah, T2 takedown into the farm lane is pretty scary for the side of
Boom
They
cannot
are
trade
losing real
cannot
estate,
trade
and if
towers
they were a
anymore
realtor,
because
I
got
would not give them
nerfed.
my business.
Nuwa ulti.
And right now, after the business is done towards the bottom side, they are knocking onto the mid tower here. But yet again, they're taking it slow. They don't
Boom
have
can
much of a
only
clue here, though,
defense.
might be caught out, and then it's on to escape.
Yes, the lifeline there from the U1, the unending sorrow, is going to be enough to kind of soak a lot of those skills and a lot of the damage on the side of Boom Esports. So a great bait there from Genji Clue.
And yeah, look at the gold chart right now. It's heavily dominated by the side of Genji Esports here. But hang on, the Impressive might be caught up. The boxers are really boxing it in.
Yeah, I mean, forcing the Tremor Smash as a defense is going to be a bit of a problem here for Boom Esports when you're already kind of looking like your back's against the wall.
Especially, that's such a crucial engage tool that's been expended just prior to the 10-minute mark.
Yeah.
Shadow Tyrant has been spawned on the map, ladies and gentlemen. Another Shadow variant, the Empowered variant that's being spawned. So, Genji, with the lead they have 4,000 strong, securing this with no issue.
Yeah, no issue. The Tyrant is going to cause a lot of issues
Might
here for
have
Boom Esports
a
potentially.
name,
As we
last
see,
name.
obviously, Rock goes straight in onto Midi. Midi looking pretty low. Wawa into the backline as well, just to give over some hay. But it is going to be Clue getting the final kill over onto Midi there. So Clue on the U1 playing very aggressively as a support, creating so much area of effect and seizing
Okay.
just like we saw there with Impressive. But that is a 2-0 in trade. That is impressive for the side of Genji.
Impressive indeed coming from Genji here. Rock immediately finishing up.
Boom now
along
got
the
no
side of
turning
Genji.
point
From
indeed.
Shadow Tyrant immediately Skyfall dives onto Miji and Tatsuri, making sure that they are punished for even thinking about doing a trade.
Yeah, I mean, look at this damage dealt, right? I mean, 53k for Rock. I mean, no one's even close, right? No one is even close. I mean, Toshi should not be taking that much damage, but he is, and it's only thanks to the Infinite Bastards that he gets the takedown on anywhere as well. Impressive, not looking too hard.
Boom
there.
gonna
Gets
cry,
taken
dude.
down onto the red side of the jungle as well, but it is going to be a 3v1 here. Miji Carl are getting the last bastion to save this T2, and they're not going to do it. They're going to say, lads, take it from me. We'll keep the higher grounds, though.
That is an amped up tempo from the side of Genji Esports here. Yes, they lose Inua, but they trade back Impressive, and they got all the outer towers, all the outer tier 2s from the side of Boom Esports, and right now, they are slowly approaching the Shadow Overlord to really look for the game ending push.
Game ending push, I mean, they've got like 6k gold ahead of them as well, right? I mean, this is looking like a very healthy Genji in game number 1.
Hi, Melis.
Having to be retreated on the back foot here once again into the top side of the map. But if we're looking here between these two, Netza ahead in terms of the gold resources.
Wow.
It's not where you want to be if you're paid.
Exactly, we talk time and time again. If you're
They're
paying,
using
you
Nuwa
are
and
a
Yuhan
fighter,
combo
you
a
have to
lot.
secure the early lead. But from what we've seen so far, Genji has been a masterclass in negating the pace early tempo here. Right now, they are eye strong looking at the Shadow Overlord, and they're looking to really nail the coffin of game 1.
Gojo
It looks like you're right. I mean, claiming both the shadow
Gojo
variant
split
objective
into half.
is very scary and very hairy here for Boom Esports. I mean,
Who is
there
Rock
Gojo
again?
is a wolf. There's going to be some hair on the gorge right now, whether it be singed, whether it be shed from stress, we are yet to see. But they need to pull something out of the bag, right? They need to keep these high ground turrets alive.
Exactly, and look at the build coming in from the side of Ray on this DRNG. Succubus Club already completed.
with an ominous premonition. He is a tanky boy.
A very tanky boy, and we can see here.
Bro,
right,
this
you
rock
can
is
from zero to
Chinese
adventure, and another
players.
thing to find out for these teams, these players at home, is that extended form token. That's going to put some pressure on if you are Boom Esports in this situation.
Oh,
It's not the
this
pressure
guy
you
is
need.
from KSG.
Exactly, and we're looking at Mickey here. He might want to look for a flash storm strike
No
on the
wonder.
stealth to really look for the back.
This jungle is Chinese player.
With Impressive or with Mickey to really get access to the backline, but right now things are looking tough as waves are crashing strong in 3 lanes.
Crashing in 3 lanes, but I mean, here, Boom Esports just need to take a good team fight, right? Just to try and reset, but is it going to be enough for them? We are seeing a hopefully committed here. Impressive annihilation from Inua comes through, and there it is, the break of the siege from the Vanguards as well. That is a 2-0 trade right now for Genji. Looking to try and get a kill on the board. It's going to be Tapsuri, but is it going to be enough? Infinite Fastness clears out the minions. Shadow Vanguard is approaching.
Shadow Vanguard is approaching 2-for-1 exchange.
Boom
Rock out
going
of
to
the map.
lose
Mickey
it.
Impressive out of the map. 4v3 for the side of Boom Esports. Can they hold the fort? Only 30% here on the
Oh,
Crystal
no.
lap.
30% on the Crystal, and it is looking like this barrage could be the last. Genji with the 1-0 victory in game number 1.
Genji coming on top in game 1, surprising us with the Naza pick, the Skyfall, making sure that every play that they commit to was coming into fruition.
Ray
I gotta
Ray
say,
finally wins, bro.
It made wonders. I mean, this is definitely something they've been holding, right? I mean, yes, it's probably best they don't show all their cards yet, but if this is the Genji we're looking at right now compared to Season 3's Genji, this is growth.
This is definitely growth here. I did not expect this kind of performance here. Look at the early gameplay here. Yes, Mickey flashing in, looking for the engage here. Rock immediately with the Skyfall.
I was shooting
Them off quite
Boom.
impressive here. Looks for a cheeky bush attempt, but gets immediately punished by Wawa.
Yes, cheeky indeed for Genji. I mean, they definitely tried on the side of Boom Esports. I mean, Impressive was really trying to create those team fights that they really needed, right? To try and claim some real estate back onto the gorge in terms of gold, in terms of those turrets, but it just never was given over.
Exactly, I want to give props to Wawa as well. He has such a phenomenal
Miggy
game
feeding
on
so
Miggy
much.
here. Making play after play, making sure that he gets these catches. He was making
He got bullied.
so much room for Rock to
He
fall.
got bullied
He was
by
punishing
the
Carl and Mickey for
Wawa.
all the failed attempts.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like I said,
I want to see a game what Miggy buy.
Touchdown Rock from Sky, ladies and gentlemen, and Wawa and Rock really cemented themselves as the two players to really cement the tempo alongside with none other than Clue. He had a masterclass for Yuhorn.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably like one of the most aggressive support you want to play a scene, right? I mean, we've casted NKL. We've seen Wendy in the mid lane on the Hue one. It is crazy, but to play so aggressively as the Hue one on a support is just very nice to see.
It is indeed very nice to see, but I gotta say, Genji, really well done. I gotta give props to them.
I'm gonna tell you, it's impossible for us to find one player from Gen Z that was the carry in here. All of them had such a great performance. It was so interesting just to see the synergy between them that completely turned things around and did not allow Boom Esports even a chance to catch their breath.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's definitely what Genji seem to be doing in 2025, right? Within the Honor of Kings Esports, is trying to catch their breath, trying to find their mojo onto the gorge. And I feel like in that game number 1, they have displayed that they have found their mojo.
Indeed, we were talking about, is Rock going to the jungle? Is the jungle just gonna be swapped around, like rotating around based on like whoever's available, hero's availability? But yet again, the draft has showed us from the start, Rock will be starting in the jungle, and with that, we have seen results, much more solid results compared to any performance that we've seen from the previous tournaments of Genji.
Something very interesting to analyze.
There are
right
only
now,
two
what the different picks
two
that we got
players
to
from
see
Falcon,
in
I
this
think.
game, right? Like we got to see Noah draft. What about if we talk a little bit about that Noah draft, because no one got a chance to actually play with it before. It comes in here.
Wawa is from Falcon.
Really available for everyone.
It's available for everybody, but
And one more is who?
already within day number 1 of KWC. We've been seeing picks that notoriously introduced
Clue and Inua also
best
is
of
it?
5 or best of 7. So we see teams already.
But
putting out
why
those kind of stops and those
they are using Morocco flag?
picks, to say the least. in these best of three. So it already makes you very excited for the longevity.
Just
of how
because
these teams
they want
perform
to
in the best of five.
be in Middle East, is it?
All of them had amazing performances, but one of them stood up the tallest among them.
Ray,
And that
Crew,
person
and
is gonna be
Wawa.
sent
Then
as
Inu.
with the MVP for this game. And who else, man? Rock.
Inua is
He's
from
there.
where?
Like, he came in that middle draft. I remember it was like very early in the game. He made it straight to 4. Got his ult, immediately just proc that. TP'd, completely vanished Boom Esports on the Clash lane.
Exactly. I mean, that's what you need on the
The
Meta,
right one.
You need to be level 4. For you
Right
to
one
have
is a
any
male
presence on the
commentator.
gorge. But when you do get to level 4, your presence, your aura that you have now farmed to get to that point, you are going to be able to be here, there, and everywhere.
He was here, there, everywhere. He was always in the front line dishing out damage. Just look at the damage of 22.7% with a 35%
I like
damage.
Genji.
That was impressive, man.
That was impressive.
T-shirt.
Taking so much damage coming in from Boom Esports. He did not die. He stood there, and at the same time, he was still just throwing punches. Imagine, that's such a
This
cool
guy is from
hero to
China,
play.
bro.
So everyone at home, if you have a chance,
I think this is
go
imported
online,
player.
get in there, practice your Nerja. It's such a cool option available for everyone at home.
Nerja is
Everyone
from
at home, I mean,
China.
if you keep playing enough, you may be just as good as Rock on the Nether one day, right? I mean, that is definitely going to be, if you are obviously a solo player, it's definitely something you're going to want to try and perfect, because if you don't have comms, you need to know where
I
that
thought
presence
Assassin
felt,
Dave is
right?
already a
but in
commentator
5v5,
before.
It's very crucial to make sure you communicate. Like, guys, I really feel like this is where we need to be with this guy.
I do agree so as well. Communicating, making sure that
是
your
的
Skyfall is
就
not
是
a
摩洛
1v5
哥
dive. It's always
他们就是
not flying into
进中东的
the
中东的赛区。
And then the cavalry arrives with the Genji bunch, making sure that they support their jungle's choices and actions. So definitely a very good display of
我也没有想到一个韩国战队会跑去投资在中
Right before we
中东的
move into
战区。
Let's analyze a little bit of those meta picks. Pei and Byron, they were chosen by Boom Esports. They're supposed to be meta picks. They're supposed to have an advantage in this match. It did not work out. We talked a lot about they need to have a gold advantage at the beginning of the game. But if it doesn't happen, what to do? What is out there? Like, what are the probabilities? What are the possibilities for people to turn things around, Sagi?
Oh, for me, I do think in terms of draft, when we talk about gold distribution, there is so limited resource in Heroes Gorge in Honor of Kings. So when we talk about blocking that comp main as the last pick coming in from Boom Esports, maybe that's the detrimental part. Maybe they need a control mage, someone at a sacrificial lab to really provide the gold towards who? Pei, towards who? Low on players such as Carl and Toshi. So definitely making a tricore, yes, it works as a tricore, but being punished such an early tempo, drafting Byron, drafting Pei, and falling behind, that's not what you want.
Wanting too many things at the same time. Do you think that was the problem with Boom Esports' strategy?
I do think so as well. I think in terms of drafting too many carries, maybe that's where the downfall actually started to happen. But yet again, we can never count out Genji for their fantastic performance in negating the early game of Boom Esports.
All right, Vlad, you have a different take on that, or would you say that Sagi just hit the
No,
note?
I think it's pretty much foolproof, that one, to be honest. I mean, too many carries, too much kind of like places to put your gold distribution. I mean, you got Lung, you had the Pei as well, which really are kind of like resource-heavy heroes, and you really want to kind of like activate Lung's late game a little bit earlier, especially if the Pei is being punished as well, right? Like, Pei getting into the late game doesn't quite have that kind of side effect, and unfortunately for the side of Boom Esports, they weren't able to
Pei
get
is
that
good, even
aggressive kind
King
of play
wants
style
him.
onto the Pei that they really needed.
Well, on the other hand,
My pay
I
is
would
no.
say that it was a very difficult game for Impressive.
Yes.
It was just so tough. Like every single time that he wanted to just go and try to gain vision, it was just caught by 2 or 3 people, making that little point actually look pretty squishy, which is not one of the factors that we want to have.
It's not one of the easiest things to do as well either. I mean, Leopo is not a squishy hero, but of course, if you are walking into a brush where there is 3 people waiting for you, the odds are against you, buddy. I mean, I would have walked down a dark alley expecting to survive a 3v1 run.
I mean, that's definitely the case, right? So
Don't you
definitely,
wanna
if we
be a
talk
pro
about
player or
the
coach?
overall
I'm
team
too old
play here,
for-
Boom Esports, maybe
I'm
it's
too old
first
to being
generation,
a
maybe
pro
it's jet lag.
player.
They have to accommodate that, and they have to quickly tackle it and make sure that they adapt quickly, because
If
it's not
coach,
just fun.
I don't
And
think I
this
got
is
the
not just
experience.
Any regular best of 3. You lose the series, you're straight down towards the lower bracket, and you have no direct access to the playoffs. So it's a very important thing that they have to step up. If not now, it's never.
I think that we need to underline that just to emphasize and make everyone at home understand why we just keep talking about that. Making it into the upper bracket not only gives you a chance to be able to make it with one more win straight to the next round. That's it. You don't have to worry about anything else. Losing the first game sends you not only to the lower bracket, then you need to win against the lower bracket, and then you need to win one more time against the winners of the lower brackets. It is just so many more games that, again, you do not want to put that in yourself in that position.
And take yourself one step further, right? You get into the last chance qualifiers, you then get to the lower part of it, and then you potentially fight one of the KPL teams in the first round of the playoffs. If I'm already down one kill and that's my end goal, I'm like, hey buddy, I mean, let's try for it, but it's going to be a mountain to climb for some of these teams.
Exactly, and you talk about all these losses, right? They also have to factor in one thing. While the other teams that have qualified are resting, they are looking at your games while you're grinding for the last slot, the last 2 slots. You go down to the lower bracket, as mentioned by Isaac. You go down, you gotta win all the way, but you don't go to the playoffs. You still gotta battle the other last chance survivors.
You have got the knowledge. I mean, your Kana guy was one along and was very helpful. That one I didn't update yet.
Of course, man, it is such a beautiful format. We gotta admit it, man. It's such a beautiful format. It is amazing for us just to be able to have such an interesting way of playing the game.
Coach is different thing. You have to think about the lineup.
Moving forward. Now, you lose.
The Akana thing is only for one player.
That could happen in there.
It's just basic.
Not only us, but everyone at home, just to be able to watch a lot more of this amazing international tournament. It's not every day that we get to see all the regions of Honor of Kings gathered all together, battling it out. It is for us a great opportunity to learn.
Oh, very great opportunity. I mean, not just for us, I mean, the players as well, right? I mean, the differences between some of these regions really allows you to kind of try and take it back to your own region. Yes, scrimming against teams in your own region is cool and all, but if you then go to an international competition and you don't know what their meta is and how their playstyle is, you're going to get hit with the half-truth.
The half-truth, it's an eye-opener. It's also something like you mentioned.
Expect the game for 79 down matches, 7-9 down matches.
We are witnessing more and more meta coming from
Hey,
top
Showcase
PR,
not
PKL,
known for
IKL,
some
MPL.
player here in
So
Rooster.
it's definitely what I want to see right now. And
Like year ago, Chinese Malaysia has the fast pacing.
Look at that. Pause already there, right?
Yep.
They're just
Play
waiting
that
for
catch
GG
off guard
esports
the other new
or
team.
Esports. Whoever that makes it here,
This time I think it's
faces them
because
for one ticket.
they got Chinese
Direct
jungler
follows, man. Direct
in
over
Gen
to
G
the
team.
next level. If you do not win right now, then they need to
Last
go
time
back
Gen
without against
G
Battles
team is whole South
International,
Korean
and then the
players.
winner
They are
of that
special invited, bro.
moves in to one big pot of winners of the lower bracket. That's not a great place to be put in.
Not a great place to be put in, and I don't want to be the nightmare creator for the Philippines region, right? There's a potential that Boom Esports can drop down to the lower bracket, and then
No, and then we're gonna
that's
have
one.
Philippines, then we're gonna have PKL against PKL.
leave it a little bit too early for my liking and their liking, clearly.
Oh no, man, that wouldn't be cool.
I'm gonna wake up cold sweats tonight thinking about that one.
that wouldn't be cool indeed. So that is one of the few worries you have to think if you're a Boom Esports fan right now. Yes, Blacklist International, they have went to the
That
lower bracket, but
Yara
they still have a shot
Recinto.
towards the last chance qualifiers. But if you're a Filipino fan, if you're a PKL fan, you gotta worry about Boom Esports right now. They have to activate, they have to adapt right now.
I'm telling you, man.
Also, they
everyone right
play
now is
way
thinking
more
about
coordinated.
that. Right now, the players are
They
getting
almost
ready
always
and
manage to
they're just
control
kinda
the match,
being all
the map.
Fired up to walk
I think
walk into the gorge and
Boom
find their way to get
got
that
one way to
last
win
ticket.
actually.
They want to
There
start
is
this,
some-
they all want this to start, but they still need to keep prepping so they can take this.
Gen G
as
here
a
got a
last
crucial
ticket
weakness
for
here.
survival.
From what I see,
Kind of like the first two
Like,
series of the day to be the
if
best of threes, right? I mean,
Boom
we're hoping for
focus
as many matches as
on
possible. We get as
aiming
much
farm
action
lane,
onto the gorge.
making
It's been
farm lane
so
die
enjoyable
early,
today. And to finish this one with the 2-0,
making farm lane hard to
Good showdown, man.
farm,
Come on, like everybody wants to
cannot
push
get
it.
goal.
We're already
If they are
right
MM,
over
if
here
Gen
all
G
the way
MM
to
cannot
the
get
other
goal,
side of the world. We're in
Boom
South
can
Korea,
win.
man. It is such such an amazing place. Give us more. What about if we just take?
Because last time this race from jungler,
Wouldn't that be nice?
Wouldn't that be
he
nice?
convert
For
from
the
jungler to
OP for
MM.
us, for the viewers, and for Boom versus Genji will be an absolute bang.
Just now it's because Boom here want to in
get a potential for the first
Genji jungler, but
prove
doesn't
themselves against
success.
Genji. But I've got a bone to pick with you here, Sagi. We did that prediction video. You wanted to put Genji into the D tier.
Ooh.
How you feeling about that one there, buddy?
Receipts. I want to hear this. Come on, go for it, Sagi.
I still trust in Boom Esports for here, ladies and gentlemen. From Philippines, from PKL as the first seed, they gotta prove me wrong right now. They gotta make sure that they secure this in the back here. But definitely, let's head on to the pick and bans here as Genji Esports. Banning out the Yuhwan and Dia with Boom Esports responding with both of the jungle carries, locking away.
That means if
the
Boom
Luna.
play for
Pay from the back pick.
like
All right,
how to
I
say
want to just highlight something. That idea right over there.
Yes.
Why is it
whole
being
team
banned so much
aiming
right
for
now?
the
And
Genji
before
farm
it
lane.
picks so much. I want
They're
the
still
people at
possible
home
to win.
Have a clear idea, clear picture of why that
我已经
hero
加入你的团队，
so important.
要如何跟你一起玩呢？
So, Dia,
我有开房的时候就可以吧。
She has an innate knockback. She has super solid late. Early game towards late game. Early game, she can set up, she can steal money, she can gain money, she can provide healing. And she is so strong in the lane. And all the gold that she stole from the enemy or she heals and gets from your teammate, she can convert that towards her healing and damage in her ultimate. So she's an infinite scaling hero in the Hero Scourge of Honor of Kings.
It's just like the max snowball that you could have in the composition.
And not only that, right, she obviously creates disruption. So for these high frame heroes, if you are trying to get a great engage, she can just use her bit of farewell to just knock you back.
Okay.
These tournaments don't give a tiniest chance to Luna. She always get banned. Luna got high damage right now this patch. If not, they are not banning her.
Alright, but
They're
talking
gonna
about that,
cry.
Sagi, talk to us how difficult it is for people at home just to start learning how to play that hero.
I think
Is it
Dia.
really
My Shirane also a must ban
You
hero.
just gotta understand the mechanics here, right? Dia spell 1. Okay, it's a block that you throw onto your teammate and it heals them. And if you press it again, you fly towards them. Alright? Spell 2, if you land onto the enemy. It takes down for about 2 to 3 seconds, and at the very end, it does a chunk of damage, and you steal gold from them. Now, the advanced part. If both teammates nearby gets one spell 1 each and they come together, they get a lot of healing. Same goes for your spell 2, the bit of farewell. If you land onto 2 team enemies, you get more gold.
Oh, their coach is
Now,
also
all
from
the gold being stolen
KSG.
from your enemy, and
The
you
coach
earn
is still
your ally.
KSG coach. No wonder the Genji coach is from KSG. China also.
Come on. Whoever that designed that hero was
Hi, fuck you, Ace. 夏侯惇这赛季虽然被削，但还是很强。的确。
Watch out for your enhanced basic attack, because if you go in by accident with your enhanced basic attack into, you may be swooping into a team fight that you didn't want to be there, buddy. You going into a T1, you're taking damage. You've got to try and get out of there.
Oh my gosh, that sounds horrible. That sounds like a situation I do not want to be put in. Right now we're having a little bit of difficulties. Right now we're having technical difficulties. Everyone at home, hold it with us. We're gonna try our very best just to get back into it really quickly.
Why
Talking
Lung
about
and
this,
Outrun are not? They are
we're-
not
we're
meta
back.
this season.
That idea right over there.
They are not
and
meta this
talk a little
patch
bit about
already.
the picks that we already have, as we are already halfway through the VP.
Okay, here's the thing. Arlie is a mechanical difficult hero right
Yes.
here. Is it going to rock or is it going to rain?
That's the interesting thing, right? I mean, we've seen Ray always, when he goes for the marksman within the team of Genji, he likes to go for the D-Ranger, which we saw. Again, D-Ranger, not to kind of undersell him, he is a great marksman hero, but he does definitely require less than the Arlie. So yeah, it might be a good observation here, and obviously with Orgrim being picked up, it could be Ray into the jungle.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that. Does that mean that the players inside of Genji can just kind of like switch roles?
They switch
like
around.
that?
Yeah, that's
And is that something common that you can see?
we see it mainly within Genji. There's no real of a team
想在世界赛看到老夫，应该没有可能了吧？回不太脱离版本了。I remember America won a math competition against China, but the American participants were also Chinese. The fuck?
Esports, the gorge is ready. I know that everyone is counting the seconds for this. Is it gonna be Boom Esports? Is it gonna be Genji? Boys, take it from here.
So we are getting into
Boom finally get my
of Genji and Boom Esports, and if we just look at obviously the draft, obviously we were seeing it in a little bit of a faster time. We have obviously the Dharma come through, which is
Boom here.
3 games that we've seen.
Got better lineup, both trading jungler.
A bit more sustained as well. We've not only got
Trading jungler
crits. A lot of healing for the side of Boom.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of Boom, we get
I thought why the Agudon is not taking the
looking for some of a disturbance
the
here
creeps.
on Rock's jungle clear. And looking at Clue on the down fake here, does not go for the smite setup that we have been seeing frequently. Goes for the stun instead. Wants to disrupt Miggy on the engage. Wants to disrupt Tatsuri on Maestro's engage. So definitely a very smart setup here coming in from Clue. But whether he can realize it or not,
Boom.
it
From what I see, the lineup for Boom is better. But do they play good? I don't know.
That's what you really need to kind of lock into with that stun onto the Zhang Fei here. But Ray, we see a little bit of a replay here, potentially that first blood going into the pit here. We do see Inua into the Tyrant pit.
Well, Inua being caught out here, and right now, top side being won over from the side of Wawa and Rock. Rock securing the dimensional sprite, and right now teleporting to the mid lane and sharing further farm with Inua. Right now, 3-man strong towards the bot side. Knock up onto Ray.
Knock up onto Ray, looking pretty low here. Gudo is going with the furball into the backline. Ray's actually a parasol to get out, but it is gonna be a heck of a chase there. They get another kill onto the side of Genji. Inua going down. The Yixing is not Yixinging right now. And we're getting a clue.
This is what I say.
Taken down.
Remember what I said about starting your engine? Remember what I said about it's now or never? This is now or never here.
Genji here weakness is the farm lane.
2 minutes in, already securing almost 2,000 gold lead already.
Yeah, I mean this is the kind of a Gudo playstyle was really
if they cannot protect their farm lane, Genji here gonna lose.
Very aggressive takedown of those turrets, and we're already seeing it down to the bottom side of the map. They're trying to create
what Genji here strong is at their jungler.
At the tier 2 in between the tier 3 of Genji right now.
Boom can be aggressive only if Boom their mid lane got Mice Runner or Sangguan, something else like that.
Looking at the land of no return, he gets taken down.
Ray with the immediate dodge on the flash AJ coming from Tatsuri though, and right now they are severely punished right now. Is there an invade towards the jungle of Crown? There is no invade, but it's a consolation prize for South Genji as they recover the deficit that they suffered from the 4 kills.
Recover the deficit, but I mean, we have to give appreciation of the Boom Esports, right? Like, even with that shielding onto the turrets in the early game, they managed to run it down to at least like 1/5 of health.
That's the beauty about Kudo here. You go for the turrets, but hang on to the boys out.
Yeah, Toshi actually being stripped away from the rest of his teammates. Could be troublesome, predicament for him. But it is going to be trade for the marksman here from both of these teams. Can they take out either of the jungles? Because if they can, this neutral objective is going to be easier for whoever gets taken down. But there is a lot of pressure being created here from Boom.
It's a party in the farm lane as we see 9 players strong coming towards the farm lane as Wawa is safely farming on the Fatigue here.
Hello, Dimas Risky.
Fatigue has been one of the most consistent picks today in first in KWC.
Yeah, a lot of weight on Wawa's shoulders, right? I mean, he knows that it's 100% win rate, so if it's not careful, he could be the first smidge the blemish on the record for the Vati at this point. But Boom, for the first time within these 2 games, gets a neutral objective.
还好，还是可以打的，
没
有到很差。
We see a rotation coming in from Toshi, securing the Crimson Gold towards the top side here and taking farm in the mid lane here. Yet again,
the bot lane tower, farm lane tower for the side of Genji is still standing strong.
有张飞，
That could be add to the
有一星，你要打反打都很好打哟，没有到很差，伤害不够。难对打手法的吧？
Michi as well as Tatsuri all looking pretty low. So Genji licking their wounds, but can they keep this T1 intact into the mid lane? And the answer is no.
The answer is no, and the most important tower in the early game, the tier 1 tower.
All boom heroes are soft in clutch. Why pick Dahlia and Agudo? Are they concentrate in pushing tower?
Okay, hold on here, Black. We gotta catch a breather here as we.
Agudo is definitely for pushing tower. The Dahlia, I don't know why. I didn't really see the band pick just now.
Coming through gets the kill for Genji.
Beautiful stuff.
The enlightened Mantras comes through and hits with a pow.
He was definitely hyped up there. He got a 2v1 play. He was thinking like, can I get this kill on me? Nah, he's like, nah, psych.
Yeah, no, we've been a bit teased there. It's like, hey, no, we're pulling him with a golden carrot. Let's see if he takes the bait. And he did. And that was Boom Esports put out top there. The Umbrella Labels from Clue being committed here onto Tatsuri. He's looking pretty low. Having to be forcing the Mitron into the back line is not where you want it. You want it all up in the grill of Genji. And speaking of grills, it is Rock into the back line here. Gets the kill onto Impressive. And a little bit off sustain is going to be an issue here.
I really don't know why he picked
claiming that 1-1 trade and takes down Rock, which could be an issue here for Genji.
Well, I gotta say, a lot of fighting.
Got
This is what
Limpo,
Top
but
SG Chile is talking about.
Yeah.
Boom Esports, they
he
love
picked
to fight,
Dahlia.
and right now, 6 minutes in, we already have 12 kills on the gold tier plan.
应该是给火舞刷招。其实他给火舞没有什么好，没有什么效果，其实一点没有到很好的效果，因为火舞它是用能量，它能量不够也是用不到他的技能。Hi, Chill Stone.
On this fatigue, he has shown 2v2s and 2v1s, and right now though, engaged goal always to clue.
Yeah, I mean they're just trying to chunk down the beast, right? I mean he's almost at the rage bar, so now he has the Unbridled Outburst, so he's not the target you really want to be going for. I mean maybe try and bait out the Unbridled Outburst to stop a great engage further on down the line. Could have been the issue there for Boom Esports, but they weren't able to get it out of him.
Exactly, and right now 3-man strong coming from Boom Esports, looks to take down the top turret. And right on the one side,
Oh, okay, he's still alive. He's able to flash out of there. Now his teammates come through. Bright Burst catches none, but forces Tatsuri away from Michi, keeping him and locking him down. He's taken down by Genji, as well as a T1.
But that's so much resources expended just for the one kill to make it here. The top lane tower, the tier 3, has been punished from the side of Boom Esports. They take the Boom Esports tower, but right now they're knocking onto the crystal. Are you serious here?
Yeah, a bit of a pace race between both of these teams. A little bit of a defensive measure is needed here from Genji, but Clue taking too much damage here.
I think the Dahlia ulti is for the Agudo first skill. Yeah, I think first skill or third skill. The first skill is better to push tower. KWC. Kingsword champion.
Boom Esports from game number 1 know that the team fights are going to be hard for them, so they have to try and get pressure elsewhere, which is why we saw such a.
你看那个朵利亚是跟着那个孙尚香还有阿古朵。
We're looking to go for the neutral objectives, not quite a shadow variant. The Bright Outburst actually successful catching 2, a 1B Furball, 1B Dahlia, but that is not going to be enough to keep away Boom Esports. They're into the enemy jungle. Rock is on the run. Ray Wawa looking to stay here, but get base checked by Tatsuri.
Yeah, they picked Dahlia because to. I think Dahlia is ulti is for the Agudo.
Low for the side of Genji. For
the side of Boom Esports, they take it, the fight, they win, they take the tower. It's all about objectives, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes you don't have to get the kills, but once you get the HP bar down, you get the turret.
Yeah, again, an aggressive kind of approach here with the minion wave. They have to try and take this T3. Now, if they don't, they may be pushing the game a little bit further like it, because Agudo kind of starts to fall off into that mid to late game. But right now, we are seeing the Arlie just trying to clear out the minion waves. It's going to be enough. The critters aren't going to be enough there to allow Boom Esports to get the T3, but they get the T2 instead.
Wow, that's all the turrets, our turrets down for the side of Geng here. And right now, Tatsuri dancing in the enemy base of Geng here. Tyrant has his bottom map, but Boom, they want more turrets.
They want more turrets. Purple's into the thick of it, trying to get that last one there into the mid lane. The high ground turret does fall for the side of Geng, which is looking like a shaky game number 2 compared to what we just saw in game number 1, right? This is looking like they've been caught on the back foot.
They are caught in the back foot right now. Geng, they need some form of engage here. Wawa or Clue finding these engages onto the back line, such as Toshi, such as Tatsuri here. So right now, 10 minutes, 30 seconds here. Tyrant is the name of the game.
I mean, looking at Geng here, they've got to make sure the minions are obviously crashing in there with the minions at base. But one stun was enough for Clue. He's gone for the frigid charge as well. He's going to go for the Tatsuri! But Tatsuri into the back line takes down Ray. A lot of damage already been taken off the side of Geng. Inua is looking like he has to be saved here. It is the president. They have to make sure they calm around him to keep him safe. But Toshi doing a lot of damage right now.
Boom Esports here, they do not want the objective, they want the game-winning push right here. 15 seconds on the clock for Ray until his respawn here. Do you have enough time here, Boom Esports?
I mean, they've got to wait for the minion wave at the top side of the map to come through, because they are able to take down the minion wave into the mid lane. But Boom are looking not to take the pressure off here, and they decide, you know what, guys? Shadow Tyrant, Shadow Overlord is now up. Let's go and get one of those. Let's get that final nail in the coffin.
They play it smart, they play it clean. 3 tier 3s down, empty towers coming in from Geng here. So right now, Boom Esports, they're looking for a fight.
They're looking for a fight. The kick up there, the Chuzo's coming through. It's going to be enough damage onto Clue. Not quite. He looks like he's barely been scratched. But Miji, on the other hand, he's trying to get
Geng lose already.
Rock pays back that favor. 2-1 trade right now. The crucial crowd control from the side of Geng is not going to be enough there for Boom Esports to stay away. They are looking to make sure they meet these minions right now, because it's currently looking like a 4v3.
Hellfires are blinking low coming in from Carl and Toshi here. Are they seriously going for this push, or are they looking for the objectives here? Shadow Barriers has to be cut. Tatsuri goes in!
Yeah, Tatsuri has to get in, get out, but Ray goes down again. This is looking very hairy for both Inua and Clue, but they're going to try their darndest to keep the minions from that crystal. But crashing in is going to be the minions. But we are seeing some L's being taken here by the side of Boom Esports. Impressive going down, and we're seeing Wawa. He's diving a little bit too much, lost into the sauce. It's going to be Geng Wawa.
They are still fighting. It's been 2 solid minutes here. Boom Esports
They
bringing
can take the
PKL, and they're looking to knock out the crystal.
Oh, they want to win first.
They say 3 is the magic number. This is the 3rd minion wave to come through, but it's not looking like they're going down without a fight. Rock is trying to keep them away, but they are going to take down the crystal.
Rock is crying there.
Not out with a clean 2-0. They are back in the race.
Geng won the first match, and they lose the second match.
They are back online after game 2.
Back online after game 2. Great game 2, that one. I mean, definitely the performance that they needed, right?
Yeah, Geng weakness is their farm lane.
Esports here, we were talking, if it's not now, when will they show up? Right now, game 2, they come in with a different style. They were not playing tempo, they were just playing fights after fights after fights, playing with the Agudo tempo, playing for turrets, playing for these crucial engages. Tatsuri on the Maestro lane were definitely the key difference maker in all these engages.
I mean, not only the players is going to be the thing that's changed the whole interaction here, but maybe the reality check that we gave them on the desk, right, going to that lower bracket, maybe was enough to scare them.
I mean, definitely going to low bracket, losing out the direct access to the playoffs is definitely a shocker or a nightmare here. So definitely, the coach probably head on to the back and say, hey guys, this is not you.
brush up, freshen up, drink some water, and let's go again.
Exactly, that's it. Get your fruit in, lads. We've seen quite a few of the players eating some bananas before this game number 2, and then the potassium is clearly what they needed to get that game 2 victory because they were thinking smart, they were thinking fast, and with the likes of the Agudo and the Mai Shiranui, they needed to operate this one fast.
Indeed, and look at all these plays coming in. This is one of those games where we have zero focus on the objectives. It's just fight, 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 fight. And look at this. This one, they got Ray, and right now, they were knocking onto the crystal. They just kept fighting. Look at this. Fights after fights after fights. Genji respawns, we fight again. Wawa comes out, looks for Tatsui, looks for Toshi, flashes away, and look at this. Miki was getting a big engage onto the backline, and they were looking for the turret. Look at Toshi, he's still fighting.
感觉他们阵容伤害不够。除了张飞以外，都没到特别弱。主要是他们这边的这个曹操切不了那个。切不了孙尚香。曹操切不了孙尚香又没有用了。
This game just looked like rank. I loved it. I loved it. It just gave me that feeling of like, all right, I'm with my friends just at home playing a ranked game, man. Because it was just fighting after fighting after fighting, and then the super minions are here in the crystal, but we cannot actually push on the crystal. Then it's 3 waves for us to be able to finish the deal. It felt a little bit like that, and I loved it. I was totally in love with this second game, and we're gonna have to be able to play one more game.
I mean, we gave them the reality check. We gave them what we wanted. We wanted a 4 best of 3. So, I mean, we've basically cosmically ordered this, I guess.
Wow. Well, you were asking, Sagi, about the prediction here. Are you looking down on Genji? Right now, it's a 1-2-1 here, Flab. So I can't prove you wrong. You can't prove me wrong. They can't prove us wrong.
If you drop a group there to a tier list of grade D, you mean that they're going to take a 2-0 stop, right? So we'll put you under the table for that. We'll put you on a leash until we see you the victories of this best of 3. But no, definitely Boom Esports played a lot better in that one. In terms they knew they didn't know how to take the team fight. It was very scrappy towards the end, but they needed to play the macro a lot better, and that's exactly what they did.
I'm telling you, Boom Esports had an amazing performance because again, like, it was impossible to say like who carried the team. Like nobody can say who carried the team, but one person needs to come up with the MVP. It's just how the game goes, and that MVP for this part is going to be Carl.
Yeah. Isn't there any public to watch? They are just inside a white room.
I am an Agudo main. I love this hero, but 519 KDA damage.
I am not sure because I'm not there.
That up to 23 because I mean he played Agudo, and then obviously damage taken. He did what he needed to do was soak that damage.
And this is what we're talking about, the Agudo pick. What Blacklist couldn't really execute was all these early pushes. You excel the early game, you make it fast.
Maybe they will fight the group stage. They are in white room, and the top 4 they only will change venue.
The game plan was for Boom Esports, and they executed it flawlessly. Not really, but it was within their comfort zone.
Sagi mentioned something very interesting.
Oh, I see the seats are below the commentator. I think
2,000 gold advantage at 2 minutes. That's 1k per minute, and that kind of speed is not seen every day.
It's not seen every day, and I mean that's the kind of rate of investment I want to see, right? Like rate of interest. Like if I can get 1k per minute, sign me up, buddy. Like I need you on my team, and we need that every game because I mean we're gonna see teams that are able to do this effortlessly within the rest of the tournament. So they need to be able to do this, right? To be able to go toe to toe with a lot of these teams.
Exactly, and Boom Esports definitely they figured out the Genji playstyle, but yet again, this was Genji putting Rock on a tank Ogren. It wasn't because that they put the marksman onto the jungle, they didn't swap around. Rock was again in the jungle. He wasn't playing the carry picks like he was back in game 1. So is this another code that means that you have to put Rock in the carry? Has things changed for Genji?
A lot of questions are being posted right now, and I know that everybody wants answers. We're going to talk among us a little bit to research, to try to find those answers, and we're going to bring you those answers back right after this short break.
After Genji is who? Oh, this is the last game. This will be the last game. After this game, I'm gonna continue train my pay. Shop play bin. We will end the stream after watch party. I will end the stream and start another new stream and play. How to get limited time tokens? You will get in the box actually sometimes.
Genji, 1 victory. Boot Esports, 1 victory. We're gonna come into all or nothing. Whoever that wins the next one is going to have a smoother path to the championship, and whoever that loses it is going to just go down the rocks.
A smoother path, but a smoother sleep will be definitely questionable for this team, right? I mean, knowing that they weren't able to take that 2-0 victory, I mean, if you watch Genji after such a sort of decisive game number 1, that made me kind of like shake in my sleep, you know?
Well, you gotta think about it. Is it Boom Esports tackling the issue? Are they warming up? It's all these small things that contribute to such a banger of a series here. And right now, we are seeing 1-1. Not just any regular best of 3. Winner goes to their continuance of the upper bracket. Loser, they fall down to the lower bracket, and they have a big route to go for if they want to find a way to achieve their route to the playoffs here.
Let's talk a little bit about the style of the game. The game was actually pretty different to what we have been seeing. We've seen a lot of games of management, trying to manage waves, trying to manage turrets. This one was a lot more about fighting. Which of these two is your favorite style? Do you want more fights, or do you want a little bit more of the tactical approach to it?
Well, I mean, I'd rather get the tactical approach thing first and then take the fights. That would be my kind of like optimal thing, so then you know you're playing at an advantage. Whereas we saw Genji was still taking the fights when they didn't have a clear advantage. They didn't have a wave clear. They didn't have the wave push for them as well. So it was kind of just like they was taking it at the invitation. They're just like, you know what, they want to fight, let's give them a fight. And to me, that's very risky.
Exactly. And looking at all these players right here, they're all geared up and ready.
But you gotta talk about these styles right now that Isaac mentioned, right? It's like, okay, which of these styles that you like? For me, the viewers, of course, they like the fighting styles, right? For us, we are okay with both as long as we get the cast for the viewers here. And what else is the final pick and ban for today's best of 3. Genji Esports blocking away the Ali and Zhang Fei, while Boom Esports, once again, the same draft blocking away Luna and Pei from the hands of Rock.
We won't be able to see Luna today, man. Come on. What's going on? I want to see that Luna fly around.
I mean, titling games, Moonblade, maybe we need the games a little bit later, so when the moon comes in, maybe Luna comes in.
True. Alright, so Byron being picked up for the side Genji Esports here, making sure that they have a solid class lane here. For those who don't know in home, Byron is a solid class lane due to the fact that he has amazing laning, amazing sustain, but he somewhat falls off towards the late game here. For that Boom Esports, they repeat Genji's success in game 1. They pick up the Yuhuan and Mayin as their offer for the counter pick.
Exactly, I mean, they're definitely playing them at their own game, right? Obviously, Hugh won a second pick. They are looking to just go, like, lock that in with the flex, but we're going to get another bit of the power coupling, right? The Liang and the Princess Frost. Not quite the Byron and Pei approach, but it is going to give Genji a lot more control into these team fights.
And I'm loving the fact that Boom Esports is actually swapping out Tatsuri and Toshi here. Toshi, he's taking on the role of having to win the laning phase. Once he cracks Ray in the lane, it gives so much space for Carl and friends to really move around Hero Scorch and get these objectives that Boom Esports really need to facilitate these team fights.
Exactly. I mean, we've seen it actually. I think this is the first ban in the name of Fade.
Yeah.
So maybe they were hinting at the Fade come through. Obviously, Fade has been reworked recently, and he now basically has a second execute with his ultimate, right? Like, no longer are you just slowed, you are literally status and then crushed.
Status and crush, and what's better than that in an objective game like Honor of Kings, that can secure you multiple objectives like the Tyrant, like the Overlord, Shadow Variants, and even Tempest Striker. The crucial objectives that you need to do. But looking at Boom Esports, they definitely put heavy focus to target Ban Rock, their star player of Genji Esports.
Yeah, they just wanted to take away those kind of like high-framed, very flashy heroes into the jungle, because we saw him on the Orgrin only really started to kind of like pop off towards the latter part of the game, but it was a little bit too late for Rock
I want to
to
claim
solo
that
carry
too.
the game. So definitely taking him and kind of forcing him onto these tankier jungles is something that Boom Esports is trying to do here.
Exactly, and Genji Esports as well, looking to ban out all these mages from Tatsuri, who had a beautiful game coming in from the Maestro that he had just now. So right now, mid lane pool, you still can flex the Yuhuan towards Tatsuri if it's needed here, so that's definitely a flex. So Monkey here, being locked in for the hands of Carl here, remaining the potential of Yuhuan being flexed towards the mid or the roam here for Boom Esports draft.
Exactly. I mean, the good thing about the monkeys here, right? Like, even if Liang gets the suppression onto the monkey, he's still going to be able to soak a lot of damage. So if you try and drop both the suppression and the winters here on it, you've expanded those two big, great kind of like control that both the Princess Frost and the Liang give over to you. So again, just filling out Boom Esports, the front line.
The code is not
here on the side of Boom Esports.
Exactly.
The code is not valid, bro.
Once the power control is expanded, they have an access to go in, but hang on though, Jay has been locked in. I've seen this drop before, MKL love this drop. The Princess Frost and there with the Jay here, so definitely. Genji here, they are trying to repeat that success that I have seen so far. Definitely an interesting drop for both teams.
Yes, the Mirror Blade herself, having the Mirror Domain as well as her ultimate and recently being reworked, and obviously she can trade with her clone a little bit further than she used to. So now,
Geng come out with you.
catching off Genji's Rock on this Geng. Because I mean, it's not a pick that Wawa is going to go for, right? It's definitely going to be locked onto the Rock here. Rock once again wants to be the disrupting force for the side of Genji.
So definitely, when we talk about Rock, we talk about the face of Genji, the star player of Genji here. So if you think about it, if your Boom Esports, your game plan is to lock him down.
They have to lock him down if they want to keep their dreams of moving forward alive. Genji against Boom Esports, boys. Let's go into the gorge.
Let's go to the gorge for the last time of the day. I mean, I feel like a little tear just fell from my eye after that. So we get into the last time we visit the gorge for the day. Obviously, we will be back with more action tomorrow, but we are going to be looking and holding in right now.
Clue secure. secured the Crimson from Grok's hands. Okay, it's still okay because the EXP does go over to Rock fully because of the roaming item, but still that's so crazy coming into the first minute of the game here, Black.
I mean, they were one game up, right? So these kind of mistakes are going to be made, unfortunately, for the side of Gen G. So that is just a unfortunate consequence of popping down your little AoE, little book zapping away.
But a very interesting strat coming out from Gen G here is that they do a double roam style.
Yep.
Yes, the Princess Frost is babysitting Wawa in this lane, while Klug here is making sure that his jungle gets the fast clear, and the mid lane, the core role, the 4 minions that we have is all funneled to the 1 carry Rock.
Yes, exactly. I mean, they're definitely making sure they make it ends meet with those 4 minions, right? They need to make sure that the rest of those resources do go over to Rock on the Geng here, but like you said, the loss of the red buff here, the crimson buff, that means extra damage in the early game, and the faster wave play is not going to come through for Rock.
Well, as long as they are not fighting and there's someone to actually help Rock clear out this minion wave, I think that's still fine. Gladly, the EXP still goes over to Rock, so it's still A-okay in this situation. But hang on though, Boom Esports, they're looking for a certain attempt.
They're looking for a certain attempt to try and take that Crimson Gold from them maybe next time, but Tatsuri looking pretty low there. Dream Room having to be used defensively there, trying to get him out so they don't lose Carl too early.
It's still pretty okay coming from the side of both teams here, but a gold card being landed onto Ray's face right here, and he gets poked down.
Gets poked down, but I mean, he does have Inua here as well to aid him. Obviously, the Frigid Prison isn't quite going to lock down on Satoshi. He has, obviously, a very high move speed, especially with the passive of the D-Ranger as well, right? Like, if you stack up those 5 stacks, he gets that movement speed increase, which is going to make it a little bit more slippery to lock down with the Princess Frost.
Exactly, and every 3 hits coming in from D-Ranger tokens, it's an empowered token where it has advanced range and applies slow as well. A small freeze coming in from Toshi here, making sure that if Ray wants to farm these minions, he will have to overextend himself, and Tatsuri and President are there to lock him down. But hang on though, top side though, Clue is level 4.
Clue is level 4, he has the ultimate, so the suppression could come through, but they're looking to go for this T1, looking to try and just do a little bit of damage to it, but obviously, as you see down on the screen, it gets the shield back because it is still pre-4 minutes. But this is rare, they need to kind of set up these side lanes for the side of Gen G if they really want to try and take some really easy neutral objectives.
I want to give props to Miggy here. He smelled that play miles away, and he is so disciplined in making sure he does not get caught here. And Tatsuri here notices this fact, and he's here to help.
Oh, the flash to the suppression! He's under the edge, but he gets knocked out of the suppression. Miggy now coming in with the board from Tatsuri as well. It means that he's able to stay alive, so the flash suppression wasn't as impressive as it should be.
We keep saying that Boom is a heavy fighting team, but that reactive play coming from Tatsuri was beautiful. They read that so well, making sure that Miggy came out alive, and they expended so many spells on Miggy.
Yeah, so many spells for Miggy. I mean, it's what you kind of really want to do here, especially with Gen G Strap, right? You want to make sure that you're getting all those skills off before you take the next team fight.
Exactly, and right now, 4 minutes, the last Shadow Tyrant at 4 minutes that's going to be spawned onto the map. Right now, both teams here, they are looking strong and wanting to contest for this objective.
They're going to contest for the objective. There'll be no clear priority into the bot side of the map as well, right? Like, there's 2 minion waves crashing in equally, but now we're seeing Boom is just taking it effortlessly. They're like, you know what, guys, if you're not going to go for it, we're going to take the Tyrant from you.
Well, free Tyrant go hooked over the hands of Boom Esports here. For the Gen G, they want to maintain the farm on Rock here as he's level 9 going strong right now. Right now, for the Boom Esports, they are looking for an opportunity to really crush down these towers, unlocking Toshi, making sure that he can push these cyphers in. But hang on, the Wawa might be caught out.
Yeah, 4 minutes up, so that means that the turrets and assists are going to be taken off from it as well, but he's able to keep himself alive. We do get the takedown of T1 as well. The passive for Tatsuri is not
4 minutes.
We see Rock claims the burst of blood for the side of Gen G. This is definitely the pacing they want to go for. Maybe not go for objectives, go for the monopoly.
And that's the beautiful part about Mirror Blade, which is Geng, right? So much mobility, so much access to the backline after the revamp. That was such a clean execution here coming in from Rock. With that kill, they secured themselves the buff, the Crimson Golden from the side of
Boom Esports. That's a net positive win for Genji.
Net positive, but I mean, we did see that Toshi's able to take the T1 down to the bot side as well, so they've just basically paid a trade across the gorge, and really, in terms of getting the priority into the bot side of the map, is something that we're going to really want to be seeing here from Toshi, so he can kind of free himself up to go for these team fights as well as his rest of the team.
And Toshi here chunking down the mid tower of Genji here, throwing out those tokens here, slowly chipping it down here. 50-50, goal lead is dead even from both sides here. Just look at the goal difference real quick. Wawa, Rock, being the solid 2 carries that holds all the goal for the side of Genji.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they want to be funneled in the gold, right? I mean, we need to see it going into the league soon. We need to be seeing it going onto the Geng, and right now we are seeing that 5.3k ahead of that one. A bit of a TI going on in mid here, getting caught inside the box is Lonely Ray, and the suppression coming through. Is it going to be enough to lock down? Impressive. So that is a lot of sustain being taken off the side here of Boom Esports.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the first rule and first lesson of marksman. Do not face check a bush if you're on a squishy carry.
Exactly. You don't want to be kind of going in there and then taking your life for nothing. And there it is again. Oh, having to expend the flash to get out, but it is going to be Tatsuri falling down to Rock once more. Oh, looking very trying to do the dream roll out, but he was like, no, you're in my domain, and I will take you
His
down.
ulti was stuck just now, actually. Geng ulti was stuck just now. If the ulti is better, he can kill more, I think.
Rock is pulling a masterclass of a Geng in this cruel show game that decides their fate towards playoff.
I mean, just look at the banning draft, right? I mean, they banned out a lot of the assassin junglers. I mean, they
The ultimate angle a bit bad just now.
which is a little bit of a problem there, but I mean, they do lock it here with some control. Ray going down once more. We see Kalu going down, so already not going to be able to set up those team fights that we've seen from Genji so far in game number 3, and it is going to be a place to breathe for Boom Esports.
May the player of Boom Esports with the money secures a double kill, breathing more life into their team composition. Looking at the damage down, Rock definitely is at the peak of the damage down with that 27,000 damage right here. And right now, if you're a Boom Esports fan, once again, your team composition does not scale towards the late game. You gotta find a way to break through this early to mid stage. You gotta win the 10-minute Shadow Tyrant fight.
You've got to win that one, and then obviously your expiry date is no much further away from that, right? But they're just trying to capture Rock here, but he goes straight in onto Toshi. Takes down the dash of the dealer.
Wow.
Tatsuri's on the right.
He was giving the fake mission, bro, and
Into the mid lane is Ray.
fake mission plus fake trick. I mean, tricking them,
Good trade for Boom if they're able to get that.
tricking them that he wants to go to another position and change position, bro. Lady Soon is speeding 3 because I already said Genji here weakness is farm lane.
Going down too early within the team fights, especially if you kind of playing on the back.
I think because of Rock become their jungler, Ray have no choice, have to change role to farm lane. That's why.
To help themselves and try and contest this Crimson Golem for Rock. He does use it as a bait. He uses the mirror into the back line. Already chunking a lot of damage onto Midgie. He goes down. Impressive. Not looking too hot in terms of that health bar, but that is the pickups they need because there is no pickup potential here for the side of Boom Esports.
This is one of those key moments.
Geng is fat now.
You love to fight, but you have to understand that some fights you cannot be taking here. With all these fights that's happening, just look at the gold chart on Rock right now. He's 9,000 gold. 9 minutes, that's 1,000 gold per minute we're talking about here, Blam.
Yeah, we're seeing a familiar kind of tradition, right? I mean, that 1k gold per minute has been the story of this best of 3. But right now, Boom are definitely behind by around about 3k in total. So they've got to try and make ends meet, right? They're going to try and find some way to get in. And what is that way in?
In my opinion, this team, if Boom Esports wants to look for any form of comeback, it has to be from Miggy or Carl, looking for these big engagements with their skill sets. Miggy looking for the 3-man knockup. Carl looking for the big dream roll here. If you're a Boom Esports fan, that's definitely the only way they have back to this game. For Genji, Rock is doing us a masterclass with all these engagements here. And you have Linky Insurance here. Ray is just farming even though it's 0 and 2 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I think that's where Boom Esports is kind of faulted here, is the fact that they're not taking taking the engages on their own terms. It's actually Gen G that are forcing the engages, but right now, could be a change of story here. Clue actually is able to flash out of the world is my board, used mainly for a zone and kind of got Boom retreated, but is this the golden carrot here for the side of Boom Esports to bring in Gen G?
Wow, that's a 4,000 goalie with a Shadow Tyrant here for the side of Gen G. And it goes in.
The golden carrot is more than likely going to be that monkey, so Carl going down, so front line does not exist here for Boom Esports. That is going to be a 2-1 trade, Toshi going down, so a lot of damage already been taken off the side of Boom once again. Top side, not looking too hot.
Not looking too hot in the end. Once again, it's another fight at this Crimson Golem. How many times does it take for you to learn a lesson here? Because Boom Esports is getting severely punished for how they love to fight in these team competitions. They want to fight their way to success, but right now, Gen G is pulling so many good team fights and engage with their team competition.
So many good team fights, and obviously they had the early game lead as well, right, into the lanes. Like, we only really see for the side of Boom Esports that they're able to get that farm lane, knocked down to the T2, very much half health. But other than that, there is no pressure being put onto the side of Gen G, and that's where I feel like Boom is lacking. So that's what they need to do, I feel like, to get back into this game number 3.
Exactly, and Siegebreaker already complete by Geng, the highest physical damage item in honor of Kings here. Once the enemy falls down below a certain percentage mark, you do extra damage to them. A very strong fighter and assassin item right now being completed by Geng. So right now, if Rock so happens to touch Tatsuri, Tatsuri will explode like a bubble.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about obviously Rock at this moment in terms of itemization. She has just built the Starbreaker as well. We see Rock is now 6 slotted in his itemization. He is going to be able to shred any member of Boom Esports if he's not contested.
Man, 8,000 goalie for the side of Gen G right now, and they're knocking onto the Shadow, Overlord, and Vanguard right now. Very secures in 3-wave goes strong for the side of Gen G here.
Gen G with the minion wave. Yep, Gen G with the minion waves in 2 lanes for now. Are they able to get a higher ground turret at this point, or just looking to keep Boom locked and restricted into their base? Seems like the case, right? I mean, Rock is like, hey, you can't have your jungle, I'm going to take it from you.
I'm going to take it from you, and right now they're slowly progressing towards the end stage of the game right now. 12 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. The Overlord Vanguard has been spawned towards the mid lane here. The final 2 tier 3s for the side of Boom Esports.
Yeah, I think if Boom can hold this up, then there's a chance they can come back, right? But right now, it's not looking too hot for them. Rock already taken a lot of damage from Carl. He's already down to half health, able to gain a little bit more health from the Q1. So impressive. Being a great teammate, giving over some healing to the side of Boom Esports.
And right now, one more tier 2 goes down. The Overlord marches towards the crystal here. Impressive.
The crucial point is
the
that
Boom, yes, impressive. Does get the CC, the dream roll comes through, but it gets met with the suppression. Tatsuri
never mind.
goes down. Impressive is going down next. Rock finally gets taken down, but it's a little bit too late.
Boom losing point is at the 3 versus 1 Jing. That point they lose.
This time, Gen G takes the Boom.
Gen G takes Boom 2-1. Masterclass performance by Gen G and Rock. Rock was so detrimental with the Mirror Domain on the Jing Mirror Blade. That was such a hero performance that Gen G needed to seal the deal and advance further to the upper bracket.
Exactly that. I mean, this has been a year in the waiting, right? We said this into the introduction. These players are not strangers. They played each other at last year's EWC, but it was a different tale. Boom Esports knocked out Falcons, which was previously Gen G. Gen G coming back with this 2-1 victory to go into the top of the bracket to meet Pause Gaming, whereas Boom go down to take their second seed from PKL.
Wow. PKL Grand Finals being repeated at the lower bracket of KWC Group A here. What a storyline that we'll be having for the next upcoming few days for Group A here, Block.
I know, I mean, it seems like we'll be having a bit of a repeat of finals, right? I mean, today we had the CHOP finals repeat, and then some down the line, we're going to get the PKL finals repeat. But it's going to be best of 3.
Man, just look at all these players here, Vlad. Exactly like Trump finals, but look at Rock.
Literally, this man is doing it all. He's soaking damage. He's looking for these big engagements. And once again, at the Crimson Golem, once again, a fight breaks out. This time towards the favor of Boom Esports here, but yet again, look at this. Once again, at the same spot, Rock looks for the big engage, and he nails it with a rampage.
Philippines versus Philippines lower bracket.
Tell you what, I mean, what is it to tell? There's just so much damage coming from Rock, right? I mean, what? At this point of the game, he was almost 6-slotted. I was obviously trying to build the Star Breaker. We saw the potential of that item just melting through Carl towards the end there. But the suppression, even though it faltered to begin with, even though the mistake of taking the Crimson Golem from Rock, and as well as obviously the flash, suppression being extended and not actually hit it, still meant that Geng, with those mistakes, won the game.
Exactly, and Master Armorer, one of the all these like pop-ups that you can get if you can manage to fast hand and swap your items here. So definitely, Rock here showing us why and how it is to play Geng. You need high APM and you need to be able to item swap while you're redirecting your swaps with the Mirror Domain here. So definitely, good job for Rock. If he's not MVP, I don't know here, man.
Yeah, I mean, I can barely tie my shoes, so it wouldn't be me doing that.
It is such a difficult hero to play, right? It is actually one of those heroes that you need to really master if you want to actually be good at.
Yes.
You need to be good, you need your dexterity needs to be right over there, you need to be like fast, you need to be strong, and I think that Sagi wants to say that he is actually the man, so I don't know. I don't know about that. Well, interviews, ladies and gentlemen, this is already done right over there. Mara's got the players with us, and let's see what is happening right after that.
We're here with Ray, very happy right now with that win. You guys had a dominating Game 1. Game 2 was a different story, and I think something must have happened in that dugout. What happened there? Because coming back to Game 3, you guys gained
I'm gonna end stream soon and start a new stream.
Game 2. So tell us what happened behind the scenes.
So basically the first game went as planned. We played normal, we played slow.
I need Genji jersey, bro.
Second game, we took so many bad fights. We've given them what they wanted. They wanted to fight early, mid, and we've basically given them the fights they wanted and didn't go our way. Game 3, we decided to calm down a bit and follow our plan and play slowly. And as long as we go through the early game, it's going to be a good game. And even though it wasn't so clean, I made some silly mistakes, but it went well so far.
You played well, regardless. Now tomorrow, you're going to be going up against Pause Gaming. If you saw their game earlier, they did spectacular. And you're going to go up against them. What do you have to think about for tomorrow?
We just watched their match earlier against Blacklist, and they were definitely surprising us with their performance, so they're not to be taken lightly. We're going to prepare for them, we're going to prepare for our match tomorrow, and hopefully the best wins.
Let's do a bold prediction. Bold prediction. It's going to be best of 3. How is it going to go?
I would guess 2-1 for us.
2-1. Let's manifest and see how it's going to be for tomorrow. But for now, take a break. You've earned it. Congratulations. We're going to head back to our casters. Lead the gorge.
Thank you very much, Mara. Thank you very much, Genji. Qualifying to the upper bracket and sending Boom Esports to lower bracket. We're going to see that PKL final just be relived again, but this time for the last hope to move forward. We saw an amazing game right over here, Genji. All the 5 players were amazing. The MVP can be only one of them, and that is going to be Rock. On that Geng, it is gonna be him, man. Like, it was amazing. It was an amazing performance.
Amazing indeed, but solid as a Rock was a Rock with MVP back-to-back. Obviously, both of those games that he did have, it is going over to Rock with the 7-1 for KDA. The damage dealt is 34%. And again, I'm going to be charitable. I'm going to round that up to 35 because, I mean, why not? Why not? They played a fantastic game, and the damage taken is 24.1%. So still quite a lot of damage taken, but thanks to the reflection of Geng's kit, he was able to do that.
He was taking all the gold, and he was really pumping out the gold to damage ratio and gold to tank ratio. He was definitely the man to really funnel gold into, like we saw from the start of the game. They situated the mid lane towards the clash lane. So they formed a pack. They were, while it was being held on, He was assisting to clear out the waves. And what happened to the mid lane? Although, yep, Clue did try and steal away the Crimson, but it's A-okay. Although the gold was still funneled to none other than Rock. And after that, Rock really popped off with all these engages with the Remote Domain. And in the end, he was really the playmaker, and he really nailed the coffin for the series.
It was clear what the team wanted to do, right? And it was a clear path into what they wanted to do, which was that victory. That victory puts them completely in a different level. That's going to put them in the better place for the bracket. It's going to put them in the way of how the winners want to be looking like. Pulse Gaming against Genji Esports on one side, and then on the other side, Blacklist International against Boom Esports, man.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in the game, we have got obviously PKL. They sent 3 representatives. We're already going to be losing 1. Man, we did not think this. We, from the first seed of PKL and the second seed of PKL, going against obviously regions that they aren't really practiced against other than Genji. I mean, they schooled these boys in Season 3 Invitational, so this seems very personal to me.
Well, for me, it's definitely a sweet revenge coming in from Genji Esports. They definitely deserve the win today because Honor of Kings is a forever growing game, evolving day and day. Yes. There are strats, there are players with capabilities on today, but tomorrow is a whole new different game. So we definitely need these players to really evolve. And today, who evolved? Genji Esports.
I'm telling you, like Genji Esports, from what they showed to us in these 3 games, they're contenders to go out round Pulse Gaming and then just taking that ticket into the next round. At the same time, we had action from a different group besides Group A today.
Yes.
At the beginning of the day, we were able to see Group B, where Dominator, Esports, and Team Vitality they just fought over there as much as they could. And Alpha 7, Esports, and Loops did exactly the same.
Did exactly the same, but I mean, this is now what? It's Indo against Brazil. It was both Brazil against Brazil, Indonesia against Indonesia. Now it's going to be a mix of flavors, and I'm not too sure who's actually coming out on top of that one.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna go and
Team Vitality definitely looks strong.
I'm gonna end this stream.
Zan came up clutch. Zan with the Marco Polo came out
another stream.
extremely consistent towards the end of the game. And I gotta say, it's definitely gonna be
I'm
an
going to
absolute
play.
banger if we do see them play, but we have other groups as well, right?
Oh, come on, we have action from Group C and Group D coming in tomorrow, man. And that's going to be amazing.
Guys,
It's gonna
see
be at
you
the same
later,
time as
guys.
today, and I hope that everyone at home is still going to be online, right? We're going to have amazing matches for tomorrow. As you can see on your screens, we're going to have Group D and then Group C.
I'm going to create another
Starting
stream.
off the day, it's going to be APG from the MKO region